Welcome, everybody, to the Omega Files on the Games Tavern. Come join us. Grab a flashlight and probably a Glock, especially for this adventure. It's going to be horrifying and exciting. You might survive, but I'm not sure the players will. If you're watching us here live on Twitch, please make sure to follow. It's free and helps support all the Games Tavern shows. If you're catching us on the YouTubes, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss when our episodes get posted. I'm the Keeper. My name is Sholem West. I'm going to be running Call of Cthulhu 7th edition, and it is Omega Files. You can find me here, and you can also find me on the Three Cousins podcast. It's 3-Cousins. I will pass this off to Bill.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bill. I'll be playing Scraps, the hillbilly hobo, tonight. You can find me out there on Twitch and Twitter as Grumpy Lizard 42. Next.
All right, Sean.
Hey, everybody. My name is Sean. Tonight I'm going to be playing Tom Jones. Not that Tom Jones, but also not that Tom Jones. He's a confusing mix. You can find me on a variety of social media platforms under the handle Ego Von Hubris. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Sally.
I'm Sally Stardust. I will be playing Rosie Stone. And you can find me on most social media things as Sally Stardust RVA.
David.
I'm David Quick. I'll be playing Kyle, the private detective tonight. And I'm available online at notorious_GMD. And this week and a few weeks beyond, I'll also be GMing on Thursday nights. I'm D&Ding on Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction. But before we get into our story, we have to provide you with this data feed per the Elder Gods. Bill.
Please understand that we have a couple of content warnings. They are in no particular order or of importance. Abuse, animal death, self-harm, suicide, gratuitous violence, needles, kidnapping, death, blood, mental illness, tentacles, mutilations, mutations, shrubberies, insects, birds, blood, cats, dogs, drug usage, chemicals and chemical usage, radiation, lizards, firearms, blood, explosions, interrogations, clowns, sarcasm, arson, threatening mechanical implements, psychological torture, and something else that I cannot quite remember. Also, the Omega File stream will feature several points in the broadcast where you decide part of the narrative. That's right, you get to use this Prime feature to vote in the chat to determine an effect somewhere in tonight's investigation.
And remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you also get a free Prime Gaming subscription. Prime Gaming subscribers support everyone on our show and get access to sub-only emotes, as well as a special subscriber-only channel on the Games Tavern Discord.
All right, so let's go on with the show. Where we were last week, our investigators had been being followed by not one, but two dark SUVs with tinted windows. And, well, they had actually gone to a police station wisely. The SUVs had gone past so as not to raise any issues with the police. But our investigators found them around the corner, parked on the side of the road. So Tom Jones strode right up to the front window, knocked on the window, and a microphone was shoved in his face. Tom, take it away. Do you have a comment?
Check, sound check. Is this on? Check. Hello?
Yes, it's on.
Good. It's not unusual, and just starts crooning out one of his hits, at just whatever comes to the top of his head. It is at this point not as much a reaction to the van so much as it is just a muscle reflex to having a microphone in his face.
Well,
Tom, I'd like to request...
your song is wonderful, but that's not what I want to know about.
Perfect. Well, in that case, it was one time in college, and I'll probably never do it again.
I like that story. We'll get back to that one later. But what about these deaths, these mysterious deaths?
Yes. Well, if please, I think it's best if you talk to my agent, my publicist, my general goings on, do right guy. There's been a lot of, and he just kind of prevaricates.
Wait, who's that? Who should we be talking to? Who?
Yes. You got it. That's correct.
Is it that guy over there in the hat? Is it that guy over there?
Could be.
Hey
Why?
guys, let's go. And all of a sudden the doors to both of the trucks open up, and out jump 8 people, 4 of them with cameras, 3 of them with hanging microphones, boom mics, and then the one reporter who has his own microphone in front of him. And they run over to your car and they surround your car with lights going into your windows. And the guy's knocking on your window, David. Kyle. He's knocking on your window.
I roll it down and say yes.
Yes, I wish to. Well, your colleague over there who has a wonderful singing voice. He should be in Vegas. Anyway, he said that we should talk to you about these mysterious deaths. What do you have to say?
Mysterious deaths? What are you talking about?
Well, there's been a series of deaths, at least 3 that we know of, where strange events have happened before and after. What do you know?
Excuse me a sec. I lean down. There, much better. How many would you consider a series? How many does it take to make it a series? Is it 2? I mean, 2 data points technically is a series.
2 or more.
7? I mean, what is 3?
Two or more, and there's a third one. That's where we
3.
found you at. Yes, that one.
You
were investigating it.
I honestly don't know what you're talking about. You probably have to talk to the police. They typically have reports on that kind of stuff.
Well, then what were you doing in a crime scene, sir, if you're not involved with the police?
I don't know what you're talking about. I was simply wandering around having a nice walk.
Jeff, quick, bring over the video. And he pulls up a little iPad and he starts playing a video, and it shows you guys walking into the house.
My, that's quite the deep fake.
Oh, it's not a deep fake. We recorded that this afternoon.
Would it surprise you to know that we've got video of your wife?
I don't have a wife.
Oh, but you should.
I should, but I don't. They don't want to deal with my hours.
Tom Jones off to the side just goes, then who was I talking to all evening?
You just don't know about her yet.
Larry, is your wife here in Philadelphia? So what you notice is that it takes you a while to get used to the lights. Well, you all notice that they actually are wearing logoed shirts that say Strange Happenings.
I've heard of you.
And he's just peppering away.
I've heard of you. You're on NBC, right?
Oh, I wish I was on NBC. No. We're on YouTube. We're still working our way up.
By the way, I would like to clarify something. When you said mysterious deaths before, I thought you had said Mysterious Desk, which is the name of my next album.
Yeah,
so
that I've heard of.
I thought you were talking about
I
Mysterious
can understand.
Desk.
Yeah.
That's why I started singing. I just, I thought you wanted like a an exclusive off my new album. So but
we'll take that. But we need something on these murders that are being covered up by the police department.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. The best I could possibly give you is that, I mean, based on what I've read, it appears that all the people murdered were part of some nosy YouTube investigative group, and they're being eliminated.
Really?
It appears they're being eliminated by a shadowy government organization, one by one.
Well, and that actually goes right over his head. He doesn't even understand you're making it about. He's like, really? What organization is this? We have to go investigate. Hey guys, this is. And he turns around. He starts talking to the people behind him. If you want to drive off, you can drive off.
I'll put it in gear and drive over and get Tom Jones in, give him a double honk and wave and take off.
And so you see him turn to the camera and go, and there they go, off into the distance. They refuse to give us any real information, but we'll stay on top of it. And
do I hear that?
You can hear it as you drive away. It's fading away.
Then I'll spin back around.
Oh, okay.
And I pull up so that my car is shielding their cars from the cameras they have.
Oh,
and
wait, he's coming back.
Who's in the passenger seat?
Of your car?
Yeah.
Me.
Okay.
Yep.
I pull out my gun and hand it to you, Rosie. I go, front tire, please, both vehicles. And I roll up my window so they can't see what she's about to do.
You got it. I'm a good shot.
All right, you're it's easy to shoot out their tires. they were pretty much bald tires anyway. You know, they're working on a shoestring budget, so I mean, probably a swift kick would have knocked one of them out. And they're just, look, they're after us, and they all start darting for cover like they're being shot at in Beirut.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Well,
And
That's
since
the
you
number.
guys were right there, it can't have been you. So of course the story they're going to tell on their YouTube channel is that that while they were conducting the interview, you all were being shot at.
Oh, good.
It hit
I'm
our
comfortable
vehicles
with that.
instead.
I'm
So,
comfortable with that.
Yeah, great.
all right.
We drive
Yeah.
away.
Okay.
Yep. That's fantastic. As much misinformation as we can, sort of gum up their works with, I'm not just comfortable with, I relish it. That's
Well,
great.
I turned
since
to
they
Rosie and
didn't
said,
get your-
"Good shooting, Rosie."
Since they didn't
Nice
get the
job.
approval or the sheet signed for you to give out your faces and names, they have to blur your faces anyway. So, because they don't want to be sued.
Perfect.
That's
All right,
They're gonna be
so
insane.
where
shadowy
to?
figures.
Where to?
Um,
Have we got? We don't have any more deaths to investigate.
No. What you did find is that they all were involved in a place called Camp Confidence.
Which
That's
is in
right.
Georgia.
That is correct.
Now, if I do recall, there was like about 48 hours between each.
3
Death?
days.
3
You're
days
already
between.
into 3 nights is what it appears to be.
And how many nights has
It's
gone
been
by since the
one.
last? Okay. Well, you know what that means, guys.
Road trip?
Trip. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
I
go-
feel like this is our only good lead right now. We got to go to the camp itself.
Agreed.
Okay.
We will make our way to Interstate 95 and head south.
Okay. It's gonna be quite the drive. You don't want to fly?
No, we don't. We want to drive.
That's a shame because flying would be wonderful. All right.
No,
So
no.
you can look up some information online. They actually do have a website with contact information. There's all these wonderful pictures of Camp Confidence, including the person who runs it, and he is known as it's Steve Harkins. He is an African American gentleman with a goatee and a mustache. Looks very intense. Obviously has the physique and stare of some type of working military man.
Didn't
So.
you say he was sergeant? Wasn't that what you said?
Staff sergeant.
Staff
Yeah.
sergeant. Okay.
So he's a working man. He's not an officer.
Yeah, so I think we can drive through the night. I mean, Philly to Georgia. It's North Georgia, right?
It's actually just south of Atlanta.
Just south of Atlanta.
So you're looking at a good 12 hours
Yeah.
each
that's
way.
Fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Hell, by the time we do arrange a flight, get on it, layover, hell, it'd be almost 12 hours, and then we still got to rent a vehicle.
Oh, there's direct flights to Georgia from Philadelphia all the time. It's a hub. It's a hub to a hub. So,
All right.
all right. While you're driving down the road, the sheer concept of flying is not something that some of you would really relish. And it's night. Who's going to be driving first? All right. So I need Rosie and Scraps to roll me a D100,
All right.
please. And so there's pretty heavy traffic because it is the Eastern Corridor. You know, once you get down to Fredericksburg, Virginia, it opens up because there's less people. You really have to get past DC and Northern Virginia before the traffic really starts to lessen. It does all these lovely stop and starts randomly. So, Rosie, how'd you do?
39.
All right, Scraps.
74.
All righty. Okay. So, Rosie and Scraps, you're sleeping. You think, you're in a car. No, wait. That's right. We flew to Atlanta. That's right. We're okay. Yeah. We're flying to Atlanta, and you can see everybody around you, and it's a nice flight. It's only about an hour and a half, but you start to smell this terrible smell. It smells like something's rotting in the air conditioning.
No, no, I did not have the duty-free haggis this time. It is not made.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it smells terrible, and then all of a sudden the whole plane rocks right to left, and you jump awake, and Kyle had just swerved out of the way of an idiot that was merging into him because he was falling asleep, and you find that you're actually in the van, but you're still dreaming of that flight, that dangerous, deadly flight.
This is why I don't fly.
But the worst part is when you two look around, you meet eyes and you realize you were both in the same dream.
Oh my.
Oh.
Are you having those nightmares about the plane too?
Maybe.
Smelled like shit.
Yeah, it did. I swear it wasn't me.
You know, I read about shared dreams once. That's not a good thing to start happening.
You don't think it has anything to do with what we were looking into, do you? Or some previous
Like,
encounter?
maybe the slime trails. Maybe it's got something to do with that.
It's definitely disturbing that the two of you are having a shared dream. And the only thing is that the reason you knew that you were having this shared dream is you were staring at each other going, oh, the smell, it's back, when you woke up, and you found that you were staring at each other when you woke up.
Weird.
So, yeah. So, you do arrive in Atlanta, and then you start moving south. You do make it to Camp Confidence. It is, as I said, in Guadalupe, Georgia. It's a very small county. It's no more than 5 miles across. It's mostly wooded, but there are a few small buildings. There's one small gas station that kind of has some groceries. You figure people go to the larger towns in order to shop.
So on the way down, I want to talk a little bit about what we found so far, please. So help me out, y'all. Does it seem that whatever it is that's crawling, have we got any evidence that whatever it is that's leaving the slimy trails came out of the sinker pipes, or does it just look like it's going in?
It looks like it's coming out of one and then either exiting the toilet or entering the toilet, and vice versa, coming out of the sink or exiting the sink. Almost looks like it's coming out of the faucet would be my guess, and then working its way, doing whatever the hell it's trying to do, steal whatever it's trying to steal, and then going down the toilet with it.
Huh. Is it possible what we're looking for actually is some form of water we've never seen? Like, maybe like intelligence may be overstating. Is it possible that it's some form of water that does things, like has an instinct or something?
If it was water, then why would it be leaving slimy trails behind?
It may be leaving part of itself. I mean, think about if you take an ice cube and run it across the surface, it will leave some water behind. Slime, no. But maybe it's like, what are those weird things that they find in the ponds that give people like brain diseases? It's almost like an amoeba.
Well, that's what
Oh.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
So it wasn't slime, it was dried up residue that appeared to be a slime-like trail. Slime-like. You don't know if it's actually slime.
Slime adjacent.
There you go.
Yes, I like it. Good.
So
Slime
the thing
it.
I find weird, if this is actually tied to this camp, what is it doing all the way in Philadelphia, killing people? It takes us what, 15 hours, 12 hours to drive here? How long would it take this thing to get from the camp up here?
Yeah, and why just Philadelphia? There's no way that everyone who goes to this camp lives in Philadelphia.
But
And
Just gonna
taking
say.
the
all those individuals were in that one photo.
right,
Is there something
Right.
special about this particular group?
and it keeps whatever these things are keep taking like a nostalgic piece of memorabilia from each person.
Yeah. That's definitely been confusing. Is that like, were they mementos that were given and taken back? Were they like specifically chosen? Like everything about the memorabilia side of thing, like the souvenir aspect of it, is very confusing, and I like that.
So in a Waffle House in Raleigh, North Carolina, on the way down,
What a sentence.
I'm drinking damn good coffee from this Waffle House, and I say, is it possible? What I'm about to say is going to sound crazy, so please do not put a bullet in my head or have me committed, okay? I just want to throw this out there.
I don't have a gun.
Is it possible that the things that are coming back and taking these nostalgic items are the fears and worries and inability? If you go to a camp, you're building confidence. If you're building confidence, you're getting rid of other things. Is it possible they're physically expelling that stuff and then it's coming back looking for some vengeance or some...
Maybe they're using some sort of ritual to push those parts of themselves into some kind of substance or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, you talk about like some sort of purge.
Yeah.
Or something, or they've waned in their confidence, and the confidence has come back to collect. I
just want to say, it's been way too long since I've had these scattered and smothered hash browns. These are awesome.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
I mean, all of our victims were also smothered and covered. Well, not
But
really.
not hash browns.
No, they were mostly bisected, but I digress. That's fine.
Thing is, they weren't just bisected. There's a whole section missing.
Yeah.
Didn't it almost look like an energy projection or something like that? I mean, it was almost like on that one person, it was almost like part of a cone had hit them, but
Right.
it didn't affect the bed at all. It didn't affect anything around them. It was just the meat.
And what would shear someone basically in half, whether it was top, bottom, or, as we now know, a massive chunk, most of an entire right side of someone, but then also sort of not really cauterize the wound, because it didn't seem like it was heat based. It's more like it just kind of closed itself.
Yeah, like
Actually-
restructured all the matter.
Scraps picks up a saucer and says, "Well, now if you think of it instead of like a sphere, but in a like a plane, and you got a flat side, so depending on what angle you are with that, if this was, some sort of field, it may not be circular."
Well, yes, that. Huh.
I
Sounds
just
like
wanted
demons
to
me.
get the ideas out there. I don't
Oh,
know what we're
absolutely.
dealing with, but it's certainly weird.
Yeah, it's definitely that. It is certainly that. We have seen some things. The end. All right. Yeah.
Scraps gets some extra bacon, rolls it up, and puts it in a pocket for the trip.
Good call.
They have something called beef jerky.
Oh, I got some of that
Not
too,
the
but it's
same.
bacon.
Not
It's
the same.
bacon.
And a
Beef
lot of
jerky is a
different
bottom
foods.
feeder compared to bacon.
A lot of foods become jerky if left in a pocket long enough. Trust me.
Well, and that's what the
I'm
cook
well
said. He's
aware.
like, they have beef jerky and it comes in more flavors and doesn't leave grease.
Well, Tom Jones is not unaccustomed to lining pockets from him at the local buffet, so like I get you.
Well, do you need more bacon? I mean, that's only like 2 slices.
Yes.
And how many strips do you want?
Yes.
Okay, and he happily will cook you more bacon because it's just more money out of your pockets, not his. And does anybody look up Strange Happenings on YouTube?
Yes.
Do you-
What the hell?
Okay, so
It's 12 hours.
yes,
It's a lot of time.
yes, it
Good
is.
point. That's a good point.
So Strange Happenings, it has about 10,000 followers at this point. It's like 9,999. It needs that one extra follower to become a real channel and have 10,000 followers. And they cover all kinds of strange topics. Everything from Bigfoot to mysterious murders to serial killers to lights in the sky to whirlpools to strange weather phenomena. And they seem to have people all over the place that turn in stories and videos. And there are two people sitting behind a desk that are talking about these stories and sharing them and then having the video rolled. And you would say that their desk is so crappy looking and the set is so crappy looking, it looks like it might be good enough for cable access public TV. It looks terrible. And they look like they don't have any money at all.
Are they live streaming?
No, they're not.
Oh, dang. Okay.
They know they're not. They do live stream on Fridays, but it's not Friday.
So I'll ask Scraps if I can please look at his phone for a second. I want to enter a comment. I go.
Are you going to subscribe, Scraps, and become the 10,000th subscriber?
Oh, hell no.
Good call. I enter a comment asking, I heard that you had found some information about those mysterious desks. Give us the 411.
All righty. Oh, that's going to confuse
Free
them.
publicity.
That's going to confuse them. Okay. And basically, it seems like a very small beginning channel. It's only been around about 9 months. And they do small pieces. They're trying to be like a news organization for strange things rather than, so they're trying to be as professional as possible. And at the same time, that makes them look completely amateurish.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Do either of the people that are sitting behind the desk look familiar based off of the people who sort of accosted us in the van bits? Like, are they just news anchors or okay, fair.
No, but Scraps, while you're watching some of the videos, a new video comes up, and it shows Kyle's car, and they're following Kyle's car past the police station, and then all of a sudden, Tom Jones is singing to them. So it's what happened, and then they talk about afterwards how there were snipers trying to kill these people that they were interviewing, and that obviously this is a bigger story than they thought. Unfortunately, they weren't able to follow or look for the snipers because their vehicles were struck by several rounds, disabling them. And so, and they left on the really jerky camera motion with the gunshot sounds as they're scampering for cover.
Good.
And you're squealing out. So, yeah, so you've made it big time, and all your faces are blurred, as is your license plate.
Good.
Perfect. So, I figure if anybody wants to do anything, we've got a lot of hours on the way to Atlanta, so research or anything else. While I'm driving, I'm like, has anybody thought to just Google strange residue from things coming out of the sink?
I'm gonna Google Camp Confidence residue and try to find message boards of people who have gone to this camp talking to each other.
So you can actually find there is a Reddit post about Camp Confidence, and most people have really great stories from there. They talk about how wonderful it was. They were scared to death when they started, but by the time they were done, they were very excited to go back to their lives and use what they learned. And of course, people are making fun of them, like, ha ha, that's really funny. 1 week doesn't do that. You also will find that there is a company version of the Camp Confidence. There's two kinds of classes. One is a company brings in a team and they work on teamwork. The second one is individuals come and they learn to trust other people and build on their own confidence and their own capabilities, so that they're working with strangers. Those seem to be the two courses that are offered.
Is there any indication on any of the web presences, including Camp Confidences itself, as to companies that came maybe somewhere between 9 and 12 months ago? Do they have any snapshots up of, here's Exxon in action?
Oh no, there's lots of snapshots up. They've only had a couple of smaller companies. They're not real companies, and they're almost all from the Atlanta area.
Okay, anybody from that time frame ago?
There's no dates on them on the pictures.
So my next move would be researching the business license of Camp Confidence to try and figure out when it was acquired, who owns it, and then I'm going to look up the person who owns the business license to see if they've ever run any other similar camps.
Yeah, sure. So what you'll find is that Camp Confidence, it was registered as a business about 5 years ago. The owner and operator is Staff Sergeant Steve Harkins. He opened it right after he retired from the military. He did his 20 and got out. And so he actually, the land he's doing this on is his family's land. And it was given to him when his parents passed away. He inherited it. But there's nothing, you can't really find anything about his, his military time. So there's a big block of missing time. But there are articles and interviews of him and about the camp. And, some people are like, oh, this is ridiculous. This is just, taking people's money. And then there's other people who are like, wow, this is really fantastic. It's a mixed bag. It's, and there are people that said I went and I couldn't even do the first day, so I left. So.
Hey, Tom, I got an idea.
Go on.
When we're in normal business hours, can you give this camp a call and pretend like you're calling to offer your condolences for the former members who died?
Absolutely.
That's a great idea, Rosie. Great.
I was going to
idea.
say, I can not only I can do that. I can also, my career has been taking a hit. I'm doing fine, by the way. I'm loving it. I'm having a grand old time. But if my career has taken a bit of a hit and shaken some of my confidence, perhaps I could set up, I don't know, a meet and greet to walk around the camp, or
Yeah, maybe you're interested in attending.
perhaps also. In your research, just as a side note, did we find any information about how his parents may have died? Because I feel like if both of his parents died for him to inherit the land, that's either perfectly normal circumstances
House fire.
Okay, well that's tragic.
Or suspicious.
Or
Yeah, it was a house
Cover
fire.
evidence.
It actually happened while Harkins was not home. He was out of the country.
Well, all right, that's both sad and suspicious. But yes, no, I'll definitely call them and I'll offer them my condolences. And that's how it came to my attention. But then I realized that I was like, I need more information about this place, because obviously if this many people went, then I got it. At least now my confidence has been so
Right.
shaken. I'm so
So
sad.
you can absolutely call him. You call the camp. It rings about 7 or 8 times before somebody picks up the phone. Hello, Camp Confidence.
Hi. I'm so sorry. I'm not good at speaking on the phone. I lack confidence. I wanted to call and share my condolences with certain activities as of late that have been loosely connected with people that I know that were associated, friends that were associated with your camp, which is how I came to get your number in the first place. And I know through all of this, through the turmoil of the loss of these people, and my career has taken its own hit, I feel as though this sounds like the right place for me, but because I'm not confident in that decision either, I guess that it would probably behoove me to set up some type of meet and greet or a walk around. Is that something you could help me with?
Absolutely. But it certainly sounds like you have plenty of confidence if you were able to talk that long. It's such a projecting tone. It's almost like you know what you're doing.
I very much appreciate that. I had to write it all down just so I could get it out. Otherwise, I would have been a jumbled mess.
Well, that's okay. We could definitely set you up for a visit. Would you like to sign up for one of the classes, or did you want to come and visit the camp first? Are you in the Atlanta area?
I'm heading in that direction. I wasn't sure what to do, and honestly, I didn't even know if I could bring myself to make this call. Thank you so much. Whatever you think is best.
Wait.
Not,
You're coming now.
well, I figured I at least had to work up what little courage I could to try to put myself in a position to maybe have some success at this. I didn't really know what I was going to do when I got there. I just kind of took what little moment I could of the courage that I have, and I just made a choice. And was it the wrong one? Should I be second guessing this decision?
No.
Oh, great. Oh, I wasn't confident in my choice suddenly, and I feel like you're the only people I could turn to for help.
Well, we are actually closed for the season right now, but if you're already here in Atlanta, just come on over. I'll be the only one here.
Oh, well,
Unfortunately, everybody else will be gone.
that's fine. I don't know if I have it in me to talk to too many more people anyway, so that would be ideal. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. What time do you think you'll be getting here? So I make sure I'm at the front office.
Well, I hopefully sometime in the mid-morning, I guess, if that would be acceptable to you. But to be perfectly honest, when it comes to my arrival, I'm not confident as to when. Hmm.
Hmm. So, I want you to make me a roll. It's your choice.
Gladly.
Which of your roles you wish to make. But I would highly suggest that it's something along the lines of deception or
How about fast?
charm.
How about fast talking? Is
Fast
fast
talk
talking
works.
perfect? Great. I have a decent fast talking. So, ooh, 21
Okay.
of 45. So
Okay. He's like, yeah, absolutely. I should be here all morning, not a problem. Just come on in. You're gonna have to open up the gate. The gate's closed. Just close it behind you.
of course, I think I can at least handle that much. I believe yes, I think I can do that.
I know you can. I can hear it in your voice.
Oh, you have already helped me so much. I can't wait to meet you in just this short time. I already just feel better. I so look forward to meeting you. Thank you so much.
Excellent. I look forward to it as well.
Perfect. Thank you. I can't wait. I'll see you soon. By the way, I'm bringing friends. Okay, bye. Click. And then I'll just hang up the phone.
Wow, that was quite the performance there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This is what I do.
If
I
you didn't know
lie.
Tom Jones, you would have believed him.
I lie to people all the time. It's a forte.
Well done, Tom Jones.
Thank
Tell me, what color are your eyes?
Shit brown.
You are right about that.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you get to Camp Confidence?
Well,
Uh,
he did mention that it's not in season. Well, what is their seasonal time?
What is the season for confidence? I ponder.
Exactly.
It comes and goes, obviously.
Well, we're in March, which is cold, right?
Okay.
I mean, so he probably doesn't do as much in March as he
Yeah.
and in the winter as he normally would.
Pool's closed. You know.
Yeah, I mean Atlanta. I mean, for the area is cold. It's not really cold. It's not like Philadelphia cold.
No, but it
Right.
does get chilly at night.
It does.
Yep.
And
Also
if
true.
anything is involving water, that's going to be cold all day.
Fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
No,
All
All right.
I can't think of anything else to do.
Me neither. I think we've looked at the only thing we could do is we could take a look online and see if anyone in this if there's any chatter about Camp Confidence outside of like its own web presence, if there's anybody just talking about it, to see if we might dig up anything from somebody who's kind of discussing it in a forum or in Reddit or
I
anything
already
like
tried
that.
that.
Did you?
Yeah, and
Okay.
there was Reddit posts on that.
Okay.
And you got people that said it was fantastic. You got a couple people that couldn't handle it and they had to leave. But they got a refund, so they weren't unhappy. But most people seem to enjoy it, or at least, found it somewhat helpful.
We don't turn up anything that indicates a company has gone, even if it's an individual's post talking about how
There
they
are
were-
companies. Yeah, there were companies, but they're like local to Atlanta.
right,
Like smaller businesses, like auto shops and things.
But do any of those company posts give us an indication that they may have gone like 9 to 12 months ago, just
No.
based on the dates of the Reddit post? Okay. All right.
No, not really.
Okay. Well then, hey, that's Greenberg, South Carolina. Soon we'll be at Gaffney.
All right.
It's not a butt, Tom. It's a peach. Just
Oh. I was gonna say. So you saw the excited gleam in my eye.
I did. I did.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can't win them all, I guess.
All
The
right.
locals do call it the butt, but it's actually a peach.
Same thing.
All right,
Ah,
so
that
you
explains a lot.
make it to the gate of Camp Confidence, and it's just a simple, gate that's blocked, one pole with the crossbars that's blocking it, and it says there's a big sign that says Camp Confidence to the left of it, and it's not locked; it's just latched, so you can easily open it up.
I'll go out and open up the gate, let the vehicle
Yeah.
through.
And it's
Well-
it's completely wooded. You can't see beyond the road into the property you're going into.
So I have to ask, do we all want to show up in the car, or would anyone like to go on foot and see what they might find on their own? I mean, normally I'm not big on separating, but this might be an area where we could split our efforts and perhaps yield better results.
Oh,
If not,
Actually-
that's fine too.
I should probably stay with the group as to at the very least do the meet and greet. But
Oh yeah,
but I,
you're
but
the
I like where your
MacGuffin.
head's at.
You've got to stay with us.
It's true.
And you said
Yeah,
you were
you're right.
bringing friends, so
Oh yeah.
is anybody going to be going in on foot through the woods?
I'm too old for that.
I'm not unaccustomed to the this kind of terrain, so I don't mind if you want to let me off just a little bit ahead.
Sure thing. I'd be glad to.
All
Have you
right.
got are you strapped, Scraps? Do you have something in case you're beset upon by hillbillies or dogs or anything?
Got my knife.
That'll surely do.
Yep. Got two.
Yep.
All
I've
right.
got
Let's
faith
go.
in you, Scraps.
So you drive a little bit down the road and drop Scraps off before you can see in front of you that you kind of curve, like it's a purposeful curve so that it
Yeah.
hides the place beyond from everybody else that be cruising down the road. It's not at the end of a road, it's actually just on a road itself. You drop Scraps off when it looks like maybe you be coming into something that's open. That's not a problem. And when you pull around and you come out into the opening, there's this nice, pretty lake. It's really a large pond that's probably 2 or 3 acres in size. And in front of that is our 2 buildings. One is a smaller building, looks like offices. And then the other building is like a big, long barracks style building, but it has the beautiful like red tin roofs and the green sides. It's been painted green. It's absolutely gorgeous and tranquil. And you can see where canoes have been brought up and turned upside down on the shores, and there's a paddle boat and some other things. There's a big campfire, a big bonfire pit on the other side of the road, and you can see into the woods. You can start to make out what appears to be an obstacle course. And you can look at slides 12 through 15, which is image 8.5 in the deck. And that will give you some ideas of what you might be seeing in the tree lines. And as you pull up to a stop in front of the smaller building, I'm assuming,
Yes.
Yeah.
A African American gentleman comes out. He's wearing a sweatshirt and what you consider khakis, like actual like workout pants, but they look more like rough and tough, like rock pants. And so maybe the kind like you get from Duluth. And he comes out and he's smiling and he steps down the 3 steps and walks towards your car. You want to do? Think about that. Scraps.
Yeah.
Are you going to follow the road or are you going to go a different route?
I'm going to actually go. I'm going to kind of go off on an angle a little bit,
Okay.
just to get a little bit. I could see the edge of the road,
Okay.
but not in full view.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing it's cold because that'll at least keep the poisonous snakes away.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And so you going through the woods, there's nothing really. You get to a large clearing and you could see them parked and talking to a gentleman, but you don't really see anything between the road and here. If you want to kind of skirt through the woods and around, you can do that. You can see what appears to be an obstacle course somewhere. Like if you skirted around in the woods, you could get to it.
What I'm actually kind of keeping an out for is any sort of security devices, just to see if they've recording people's sessions.
You haven't seen anything like that.
Okay.
Not in the woods that you've been walking through.
All right.
But again, that's not on the course. You're over by you came in through the road area. So, where would you like to go to next?
Actually, I want to kind of swing around towards the.
Barracks?
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a okay. Make me a stealth roll
All right.
or sneak, and I will get back to you.
All righty.
All right. Back to the three of you. So he's probably about 6'2" and built like a wall. He is huge. You can see the muscles through the sweatshirt. And he approaches your car with a smile.
I turn the car off, step out, and open Tom Jones's door for him.
Perfect. I was gonna say I will step out, and I would normally try to feign sort of an obsequious nature, very yes, hi, thank you so much. But at the sheer just looking at the size of this man, it stops. Like, I'm not faking it anymore, I guess, is that my confidence is genuinely shaken in my ability to handle someone of this stature, considering that I look like a potentially more sickly John Waters, I guess is the best way to put it. Is just very like, oh yeah, especially compared to this man. It's evident that I would be here for confidence reasons, like, because I just go, yes, hello, oh, hi.
Tom.
Hello. Yes.
Oh,
hello.
come here, Tom. Give me a big handshake. Come on.
Oh.
And I mean, his hand like mitts your hand, you know?
Yeah.
It's like trying to shake hands with a baseball mitt.
Perfect, yes. And
for you.
I will probably comment something along the lines of like, my, what big paws you have. Hi, what's your name?
You already know my name. We talked on the phone.
Oh, of course. Yes, obviously you can see.
What is it? Come on, you remember it.
Oh boy, do I. Yeah, I'm not feeling very confident in my memory of your name.
I lean in behind him and say, Staff Sergeant.
Steve, please, come this way.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. I do have some friends. Some of them are my entourage that I need in order to feel confident enough to get through my day, and others are those who I've told about the fact that I'm coming here and we're interested. We generally speaking have questions, and if that's all right, if you don't mind, I don't want to be a problem.
That's quite all right. And he turns to Kyle and he goes, "You must be the one with the confidence issue because that lady there is cold as ice."
Confidence? No. Good day. I'm Chief O'Toole. Good to meet you. I'm his manager.
Oh, okay. You should have plenty of confidence then.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, and you, ma'am?
Hi, I'm Amy. It's nice to meet you.
Welcome, Amy. Please follow me. I have some new coffee on that we can use to warm our bones. It's a little chilly out here. It's like 69 degrees.
That sounds wonderful. Poor Tommy has been so nervous.
I haven't even wanted to stop to pee. I haven't felt okay enough to ask.
Do you need
Come on
to pee?
in, sir. We'll get you into the privy.
Do you need to use the bathroom? We actually have running plumbing, so that's easily done.
I don't know, and I turn to my manager and I just go, "Can I?"
Yeah,
Come
sure.
on, and he reaches over and he grabs you by the shoulder, Tom, and pulls you next to him and marches you into the office. Not like he's forcing you, he's guiding you gently.
Perfect. Great.
And he takes you to the back of the office and opens a door, and there's a bathroom. And he turns the light on and he goes, "Just come out when you're done."
Okay. How will I know when I'm done? And I just shut the door on. I shut the door on myself. Like on my own.
Well, I'm glad he turned the light on. Otherwise, you'd be standing in the dark. And he turns around and he goes, "Can I offer you some coffee?"
Oh, don't mind if I do. How about you?
And he walks over to a coffee pot, pulls out 2 mugs, one for each of you. Hey, Rosie, if you acknowledge that you want some, and then he pours himself some and he sits down at a desk, and there's a couple of chairs, nice padded chairs in front of his desk, and you can see on the wall around him are pictures of groups of people. that are all in front of that banner, that Camp Confidence banner.
How many?
And,
How many
huh?
pictures? How many pictures?
100.
That's a lot.
I mean, there's just tons of, and not all of them are groups, and some of them are even larger groups, like 20 and 30 people. So it's like taken from way back. So he says, well, yeah, we're kind of in our off season right now. I'd actually sent everybody home for a couple months because, well, as you can guess, once it gets to about April, people want to start coming before the bugs come out, and then we're usually good all the way until November. So it's a long year. So people get a couple of months off, but I'm here all the time because I live here. So while he's in there, what kind of questions can I answer for you? And Kyle, are you going to sit down, or are you going around looking at all the pictures?
I'm going around looking.
Make me a spot roll. Rosie, what are you doing?
Wandering around, looking at things.
Okay, make me a spot roll, please.
That is
and-
09, which is an exceptional success.
Okay, and he's sitting there leaning back in his chair. It's like an old style desk chair with arms, and it squeaks a little when he goes like this. And what you see, Rosie, how'd you do?
I got a good success.
Okay, so Kyle, you're moving along the wall, looking up and down, and you see the picture that you found in their in that apartment.
Like the same one?
The exact same picture. And Steve is the guy who's in the picture with them.
Okay. Yeah, that made sense.
And underneath it are the same 7 people dressed at a wedding.
Interesting.
And 2 of the people are getting married.
Who's getting married?
2 people you don't recognize.
Okay.
Now, so essentially, both Joe and Timothy, the game designer and the graphic designer, they appear to be groomsmen to somebody else. And Robin appears to be a bridesmaid to the woman you don't recognize. And there's one other lady there as well.
And Steve is not in that picture.
No, Steve is in that picture.
In the wedding picture?
Yes, but he's not a groomsman. He's just wearing his blues, his marine blues.
Okay. Fascinating. So
I turn and say, "You got quite an operation here. Do you do? Are you a public official too? Do you officiate weddings?"
Oh, no. I don't. I'm not that kind of person. Yeah, weddings are not my thing normally. But no, we do a lot of business. Normally they're week-long courses, so we have a new group every week.
No,
Did you get married at the camp?
No, we've never actually had a wedding at the camp.
What this wedding picture is weird. All the rest of them I see, it's people that look like they're out there enjoying the nature.
Nah.
The wedding picture is quite different.
Yes, that was a group that we had last year. Fantastic group of people. All of them were from Philadelphia. And they didn't know each other when they came here, and so we. Well, I had to be honest. It's my most successful group.
Really?
They all have turned their lives around. Should we wait for Tom?
Oh yeah, I think
You
so.
want to
He'll
check
wanna
on
hear-
him? I mean,
I was gonna say,
he's been in there quite a while. He
Let
didn't
me go
call
check
in,
on
did he?
him. Let me go check on him. I walk back to the bathroom and knock on. Tom, have you fallen in, bud?
and I'll just open the door and I'll be like, "No, you were conversing, and I didn't want to interrupt. I'm so sorry."
Tom, get your ass
Stuff
out
it.
here.
Get out here.
That's what he says. He says, Tom, get your ass out here.
And I will
Sit.
emerge from the bathroom,
Sit down.
and I do.
Do you want
Yeah.
coffee?
Yes.
Go get yourself a cup of coffee and go back to your seat.
Okay.
Steve, I have a question for you.
Okay.
And
I go
what
and
you can see is that he's not actually being mean. He's making Tom do things.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a way to build people up instead of tearing them down. He's
Yeah,
because
make it-
Tom's so indecisive. He's already starting to work on it.
Fake it till you make it. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And if you and the three of you can make me a psychology roll, I'm gonna go back to Scraps. Scraps. You're able to skirt around and get to the barracks. It's unlocked.
All right.
When you go in, there's actually it's quite a neat building. There are bathrooms with showers attached, but there's only two. There's a men's and a women's.
Right.
And there's multiple showers in there. There's multiple toilets. The toilets do have walls so that people can close the door there, but it's an open shower room, kind of like you'd find in a gym. And then there's on the other section of the building, on the far end, is a kitchen and a pantry, and one large table for people to sit around. And between those are bunks, and there's about 10 bunks in there.
Now, does this look like it's been shut up for months, or does
It does. And
All right.
you can look at the kitchen, and there's no food in the kitchen. There's like some sugar and flour and things that don't go bad, but there's no perishables in the kitchen.
All right. Well, one thing I'm gonna just take a look around just a few of the bunks to see if somebody might have left something behind.
Okay.
Something that got a little discarded, maybe underneath one of the bunk boxes, that sort of thing.
So it looks like the place was, cleaned top to bottom, probably at the
Okay.
end of the last season, to make reopening easier. And being that this is a military man, he probably went through with a white glove.
Alright.
You don't find anything out. Everything is in its place, and everything has a place that you find.
All right. Now,
But I mean, it's a military style type of barracks, but it's not uncomfortable. It's very comforting. It's like the colors that he chose for the walls are soothing and warm rather than like steel gray or just flat gray.
are we in a single-story facility here?
Yes.
All
And it's
right.
up off the ground, and it's open underground underneath. So animals will move underneath instead of through. And there is a pot-bellied stove in the very middle. That
All right.
obviously, if it's cold, people have to stoke a fire.
All right. All right. I'm gonna go out the other entrance to the building. Just
Mhm.
kind of walk through and,
And
just-
that's so
see
the
what's on the other
entrances are on the side,
right.
and so you're going to be able to go. The only other way out is towards the lake.
All right. Well, that's what I was kind of hoping for. Is probably on the kitchen side there'd be an exit,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually wanted to go down towards the lake and take a look at this little bonfire area.
The bonfire is actually across the road from the lake. It's not down by the lake.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just head to the bonfire.
Okay, that's going to make you move in front of the office.
I will attempt to sneak.
Go for it. Make me another roll. I am back inside. How'd you do in your psychology rolls?
I would like to spend 3 luck points to make my roll.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the interest of not making too much noise, I decided to eschew regular dice and go for a digital roller, which is why I'm able to clearly show you my even 100.
Perfect.
So yeah, I've really bought hard into this roll. oh
Absolutely.
boy.
And so, Rosie, that was a normal success, correct?
Yeah.
You can, with your knowledge of psychology, being in the occupation you were in, he knows what he's doing. He is absolutely working Tom Jones as if he was someone that had zero ability to make decisions for himself. And it's not fake. This just seems to be what he does. It's his nature.
Does he seem to know that some of the people from that year died?
He didn't make any comment about it. He just said that they were, it was his best group that he'd ever had, and that's where we stopped. And he's like, yeah, that was they were fantastic, and I actually even got invited to their wedding.
Well,
That was very interesting.
I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sure it's been difficult to process.
What do you mean? What loss?
Well, 3 of those people have been murdered.
What?
You didn't
Wait,
know that.
what? What do you
I
mean
look
they've been
shocked
murdered?
at this.
What do you mean murdered?
I'm from Philadelphia. It's been in the news.
When?
Like last week.
He looks completely shocked. I mean, he the blood drains from his face as best you can tell, and he looks like his eyes are bugged out. Like, wait a minute, what? You just caught him completely off guard.
That's good.
Wait. Are you sure it was
I pour
them?
some creamer in Tom's coffee. There you go, Tom. I know you like it this way.
Wait. Who? Wait. And he is just completely in shock.
Let's
All
see,
right.
there was someone named Robin and someone named Joe and someone named Timmy.
Yes. Perfect. I love this.
He just kind of sits there for a minute, pulls open the drawer at the bottom of his desk, pulls out a bottle of whiskey, pulls out a glass, pulls out 3 more glasses, pours some whiskey and slides 3 of the glasses over, takes a slug, and he just looks beside himself. He's like, this can't be true. This can't be right. No, you've got to be mistaken.
Oh yeah, no, it's bizarre. They're trying to figure out what happened because their bodies are just like missing chunks for some reason.
What? No, see, now I know you're making it up.
That in
That can't
fairness,
be
it's
real.
not actually chunks, Rosie. It's like the whole lower torso is missing, or the whole upper torso is missing, or half. It's almost like some sort of weird geometry is going on that's taking parts of. But the parts that are gone, it's just dust.
Yeah, it's one of the freakiest stories I ever heard.
What?
And there's some sort of weird residue that's leading towards the sinks and the toilets from them. Are you doing anything weird here, sir? I think it's time we should ask you that.
How? All right, no, you're not asking me any questions. I'm asking the questions here. I figured you all weren't exactly who you were saying you were. You certainly seem like a detective, sir. You don't
I am
seem like
D.B.
a
Smalls,
person that needs
detective.
help. And you may be a good actor, but I can see through them phony eyeballs. And he's looking at Tom, and he's giving you this like steely, ugly stare. It's up to you whether you want to wilt like a flower. He looks pissed off.
So I feel like the facade fades
Becomes
and then
real?
immediately becomes genuine.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Now that I believe."
Yeah, I was gonna say it snaps back like a rubber band.
Let me
Like, it
guess,
is
that
just-
guy out there, he's with you?
Oh, of course.
Go
Yeah.
get him.
Oh, I'll handle that. I pick up my phone,
It doesn't work.
dial scraps.
It doesn't
no,
work. There's no signal.
I walk out front. Scraps! Scraps! Come
You
on
can
in.
see him. He's standing over by the fire pit.
Holding a piece of bacon and chewing on it.
Yes, perfect.
I turn and look at Tom and say, he's got bacon.
Ooh, well, I do
All
love
right.
bacon.
So time to come in, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right.
Rosie shit the bed, told him everything. He panicked. He looks bad. Now he's trying to take control. He's quite the manipulator, this one.
All right.
Actually, he looks more
Like
pissed
my
than anything
bacon
else.
grease.
And Rosie, with your role, that was a real reaction.
Yeah.
That was absolutely real. You caught him completely off guard. All right, here's the deal. You tell me what you know and how you know so much.
I walk in and say, so let's drop all the pretenses here. And I say, Private Detective Kyle Cooperdale, formerly of the FBI. Now, you're going to answer some questions too. We're going to share.
Oh, it's fine. I'm
information.
more than happy to answer questions, but I want you to prove to me these people are dead. And how do you know so much if
Have you got
are
a
the
computer?
murderer?
Have you got a computer?
No, I don't.
Any
Not
of you,
here at the house.
Any of you have one in the car? Perfect. Rosie, can you grab your computer real quick?
Yeah, go grab my laptop.
Okay, are you going to show them the pictures?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. He'll sit through and look at the pictures and
He's gonna
you know,
take a
he
stand test.
takes another couple of slugs of whiskey Ben pours himself 4 fingers.
I was gonna say, is it weird for me to ask him to make a sanity check? Like, is that weird?
No, I've already taken care of that.
I believe that.
You know,
100%.
yeah. That's why he's drinking the whiskey.
Now, while he is looking at these photos, I'm assuming that somebody has pointed out the wedding photo.
Yeah, that's how this all started.
Yeah.
I'll point that out to you, Scraps, when you come in, because it's right below the camp completion photo.
I've seen a lot of dead people, but I've never seen anybody die like this.
Me
I'm
neither.
going to
It's
ask him,
freaky.
Neither have we.
do you have a way to contact these remaining individuals?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Normally, I talk to them through email, but I'm pretty sure I have a phone number.
You might want to just make sure these other individuals, they may not be from the Philadelphia area.
Oh, no, they all lived in Philadelphia. That's where the
Oh.
wedding was.
Oh,
6 months ago.
Well, something is eliminating your best class, and you know who else is in that picture? You. So we better figure this out quick, because it'll ultimately get down to the last person in the picture, whatever it is. Serial killer, spirit, ghosts, vengeful banshee, ex-wife. Don't know.
No, none of them were married, so it can't be an ex-wife.
I was gonna say you repeated the last 2, but that's maybe that's personal.
Yeah, you know. So he like, all right, well, tell me what's going on. Why are you here?
Because you were the common link. The class is the common link. Whatever, Rosie, you want to explain it to him?
No, I understand. I got you.
Did these individuals know each other before attending your class?
No. He says no.
No, not to my knowledge.
All right.
What happened here that bonded them? Is there anything that happened that's not purely motivational?
No, it's just the class. So, and he's looking through a notebook to try and find a phone number while he's talking. They started out like any other group. They were a little tentative, but 5 of them took right to each other like that. And Rebecca, she got around to it. That was the 6th one. Took her about a day, but she kind of fell in with them, and they got, they bonded incredibly. It was just fun, and they got farther along in the course than any other class I'd ever had. I had to go on to an advanced things for them because they worked so well together. I mean, when they got here, they were shattered human beings.
So
That's the best way.
No other crew has gotten to your advanced.
Not to the level that those guys made it.
All right. What is your advanced?
Well, I had to move on to more difficult tasks and challenges. It's not really an advanced course. It's just they went past what is normally scheduled.
Is there anything quasi-spiritual or cult-driven in any of your methodology, sir?
Sir, I'm a God-fearing man. Are you trying to tell me that I was talking to the devil or something?
Well, I'm asking if there's anything that might be considered that. I mean, you do know that there's a good deal of even modern Christianity that can be considered to be steeped in occultism. I mean, the Catholic Church, if not for their great PR and wonderful reputation,
Thank God I'm Baptist.
The largest cults in the world, probably.
Well, no, we don't do any chanting or kumbaya-ing, if that's what you're asking.
Do you do meditations, repeated affirmations?
Well, repeated affirmations is typical. I mean, that's normal, and we a lot of group circles where we share.
What do you share?
Well, they share, where they are in their life, where they want to be, what do they want to do. It's a series of conversations that happen throughout the week, usually either around the fire pit or even while we're eating.
And you say Rebecca didn't take to it as quickly as the others?
Well, no. So within a day, the other 5 were they were an inseparable team at that point. And with a lot of coaching from them, Rebecca joined them and became part of that team. And even she excelled after that. But, you know, she also had a little bit more to get past. She had lost both of her parents and was raised by her grandmother in the mountains. Had escaped to the city, essentially from the mountains, and was just having a hell of a time fitting in anywhere.
She escaped to the city from the mountain.
That's the way she put it. She moved from the country to the city.
Was she one of the two that was getting married?
No. And he goes over and he pulls the two pictures off the wall, and he'll go through and he says, well, you know about Robin, Jodine, and Timothy. Rebecca's this one here, and he points to the other girl in the bridesmaid's outfit, and you can actually see that on the slide deck. She's number the 11th slide, 8.4. She's a small mousy girl with brown hair, who, even in the pictures, she does look happy, but in the wedding one, she's looking kind of down with her eyes. You know, she's facing the camera and smiling, but her eyes are looking down, like something that people would do when they're trying to hide something.
I look at Rosie and I say, what does her body language tell you, Rosie? You're a woman.
And then also slides 9 and 10 are the married couple. And let me go through those real quick. The man is named Kenny. He's got a full brown beard, brown hair, blue eyes. Looks like he could be a cover model in the picture of the wedding. And Lori looks like she stepped out of the 70s. She's got blonde hair, a big smile, blue eyes. She's about 5'6" maybe, and looks incredible in a white wedding gown, and it's a nice wedding gown.
How did they get Rebecca on board?
Oh, it's not uncommon to have one or two people that don't quite buy in or trust in themselves enough to begin with. And so it's just, affirmation and helping them get through it. And it's not me helping them. It's the rest of the people in the class. That's the whole point. It's not me. I'm not making you do this. These people that you don't know are trying to work with you. And it just takes time for some people. There are some people who make it to the third day and still are terrified to do any of the stuff, even when they have the help.
But you observe it, right?
Oh yeah, I'm there with them.
So what was her breakthrough?
I don't remember actually. Gosh, that was a long time ago. I don't remember what the breakthrough was. It was just like all of a sudden she wasn't afraid to do the stuff anymore.
Well, here's the thing. Each one of these individuals, also besides ending up, missing parts, they were missing something, like a knick-knack, some attached memory.
Keepsake.
There you go. One of them was missing a spoon of this state, Georgia. She had a collection of all 50. It just so happens one's missing for the state of Georgia. Does this sort of kind of ring a bell?
No, not really. No. Well, I mean, what I could tell you is about the 6 of them.
All right.
Yes, please.
Is they were broken people, didn't have any belief that they could do anything right, had no real prospects going forward, and so had to start at the point of, well, what do you want to be, what do you want to do? And it takes a while for people to figure that out. And for example, Robin wanted desperately to be a wedding planner. And, she just thought that would be wonderful to help people on their most special day. And I know that she actually did the wedding planning for Lori and Kenny. And I mean, I got to tell you, I have never seen a wedding run so smooth. I've been to my fair share. I've had a lot of buddies that got married, but I mean, that one was just like clockwork.
Rebecca
Almost
looks
it was a
reticent.
military wedding.
Rebecca
sorry?
Rebecca looks reticent in the picture. She's the only one who doesn't really seem to be enjoying herself there.
And he looks at it. He's like, oh, I never noticed that before. That's weird because, she just released her first book. She just published a book about 6 months ago under the pen name Meg Rogers.
Do you have a copy of that here?
What's it about?
And he gets up and he walks through a different door, and you can see that there's a cot back there. And he rumbles around in there, and he comes back and he puts it down on the table, and it says it's a book that says Confidence in You, and it's a bestseller.
Do either of you read fast?
Primarily read.
You do, Rosie?
Yeah.
You want to take this? Or
Yeah.
you want me to?
Well, I
I'll
mean,
do
you
it.
can see that it's
Okay.
signed, and if you open it up and look at the front page, you can see that it's actually signed Rebecca Barnes. To Staff Sergeant from Rebecca Barnes. And he's like, she sent this to me about 6 months ago.
Wow. Okay.
Rosie, you were
I'm gonna-
saying?
No, he answered my question.
Oh.
I'm gonna start
Oh.
reading.
So she wrote this book 3 months after attending your ceremony.
No. They were here a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
But it took them about 9 months or so to become successful.
Well, I will say that having talked to them, they all seem to find their dream and they seem to excel at it. I mean, Lori became a stock investor and let me just say this. I made a lot of money following her tips.
When they're here, did they stay in the barracks? Is that where they were housed?
Yes, everybody stays in the barracks.
What do you say? Should we take a trip to the barracks?
It's worth a shot.
I just come from there and it was pretty well cleaned.
Yeah, it gets cleaned out. And he smiles and he pulls out a pair of white gloves and puts them on the table because it gets cleaned out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Were the 6 of them alone and away from you for an extended period of time during their week here? Except
Only
for
sleep time.
Sleep time? That's it?
Mm-hmm. But one of my employees was there with them. One of my employees sleeps in the room in case they need something. I'm here in the office when there are people here, and you can see when he opened the door, the bed's not made, and the mattress is rolled up at the end.
So he's not using the cot.
Not at this time, no. Unless he rolls it up every night.
Right. Huh.
Where do you sleep? Obviously not on that cot.
I do when there are people here. I sleep in the house.
Oh, you just sleep in the chair here?
No, I sleep in that cot. And he
Oh.
opens the door. He says, I sleep in the cot when we have people here for the classes.
Ah, okay.
But, when we're off season, I sleep in the house.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's rigged for, internet and cable.
Well, now here's another question.
And has a telephone line.
Do you have physical addresses for these individuals just in case we need to go visit them?
I did.
If we cannot raise them by the phone.
Well, I do. And he's pulling out paperwork and he's trying to find, he's got to go a year and a half back. So he winds up going into a filing cabinet and digging around. And he does pull out their waiver forms that have their names, their signatures. It does have phone numbers. And it does have addresses.
I would
They're a year
like
and
to
a half.
recommend you call them immediately and warn them that they are all in great danger.
All right, now he goes in the bottom drawer and he pulls out a sat phone because he doesn't have any phone service here. And he pops it up and he.
I look at the rest of the group. Do we have enough at this point to think Rebecca is probably the center of all this? Or is that still grasping?
It's really hard to
It's
tell.
likely.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know if at the very least possibly a catalyst or definitely maybe even next on the list. Like I think having a complete list of names, addresses, and honestly, even occupations, whatever their aspirations were that they were trying to achieve here, whatever connections we can get. But I think Rebecca is a great person to sort of like be next for us to look into heavily, for sure.
And you know, you hear him talking. He's actually talking to someone, and he goes, "Okay, as long as you're safe, that's all that matters." Yeah. Have you heard about? You have. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you just be safe, okay, and watch yourself. All right. And he hangs up, and he goes, "Well, Rebecca's in her apartment. She's fine."
I would check the other two.
Yeah, I'm working on that. And, you know, he dials the number.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
And it goes to voicemail. He leaves a voicemail.
Oh, that's typical.
Does
What about
another
their
number.
forwarding then?
You know, does Lori's number.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, she's changed her number. It's not working, which is not uncommon. A lot of people change their phone numbers when they want to get away from their past life.
Was Lori the one that was married?
Yes, Lori was married. Lori, excuse me. He takes another swig of his whiskey. Lori and Kenny were the ones who got married.
And Kenny's giving you over to voicemail.
Yes, I left Kenny a voicemail.
Huh.
Can I use your sat phone, sir?
Well, who you calling?
I'm going to call the police and tell them that they need to be watching out for Kenny.
Okay. That I don't have his address anymore.
Oh,
I
it's
know
okay.
they've moved.
Oh,
Yeah. Interesting.
Because, well, Kenny's a realtor. And I'm quite the realtor in Philadelphia. He,
that's easy then.
now,
was gonna say.
one of the things that's interesting is that now that you've seen Kenny's picture, you saw a billboard of him in Philadelphia on a realty sign.
I was gonna say, if he's of any prominence or figure, especially if he's been doing well like these others seem to have been
There's
doing
a
well.
billboard on I-95 going north and south with his face and his work number on it.
Perfect.
Any chance I
gonna
can
say-
remember the number? No. Okay.
But you know where to find it when you get back to
I was
Philadelphia.
gonna say, looks like we're
Wow.
going back to Philadelphia.
I mean, you
Hey.
could look on the web when you get
Yeah,
to,
we can
you know,
look
where
on the
you have
web.
connection.
He's a realtor. It's not
Absolutely.
that hard to find.
Gonna say, yeah. If we have a
Yeah,
first
sure.
last
You
name-
can call the police. That's fine. I'd rather than be safe. I mean, Rebecca's gonna, you know, lock down and stay tight. So,
Appreciate your concern, Stephen.
So,
oh, are you
what-
kidding? They're my
I'm-
friends. They're not just my, you know, students.
I'm going to
My
call.
friends.
I'm going to call the police officer who originally pulled us into this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell him what we found thus far. And I'm going to say, we currently are in Georgia with Staff Sergeant, and I give the person's name and Camp Confidence. This appears to have all started here somehow with this friendship that built amongst these unconfident people. Now they're beginning to die. You have a realtor in your area named Kenny Cohen. He is one of them. He's not picking up his voicemail or his phone, but I recommend that you have a visit with him and talk a little bit. He and his wife were part of that group.
And he says, "All right, I'll look into it. I'll look
Thank
into
you.
it."
Hand him
want
back
him-
his phone.
Hey, did you want to mention about the girl? Other one.
That's probably a good idea. Call him back. Thank you, Scraps. And tell him
About
the
Rebecca.
the third person is this Rebecca, and I give her name and number. We kind of suspect she might be part of the problem. So be
They
very
might
careful.
want to post a car outside just to.
Yeah,
Well, he has limited ability
Yeah.
to do that, but
Oh,
be cagey with her. She might be the problem.
okay, I'll definitely keep my eyes open on that one.
Thank you, sir. I close it.
Okay,
Well,
so
then. You know what that means? We got to get some coffee and some food.
Yep.
right?
Aye.
Well, I'm
We'll
going
argue
with
with
you.
that.
Perfect. Have you got a Waffle House or something near you? We love those scrambled, scattered, smothered hash browns.
You do know you're in Georgia, right?
Oh,
Can't
wait.
throw a stone without hitting a Waffle House.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Also, yeah.
Or Shoney's.
Or Crystal.
International.
We're in the
International
land of
House of
crystals. Huddle House. That's what we could hit. Huddle House.
Well, yeah. I'm going with you because I'm not. No, these are my students. Nope. As long as you don't mind me riding.
We don't mind. We don't mind, do we, everyone? And I look at them all and see if anybody's giving me an indication they mind.
Well, I'm not sure by the size of this fella if he'd take no for an answer. So why don't we
Probably
just
true.
say yes?
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Honestly,
fair.
we need the muscle.
All right, well, let me go get my gear.
I thought you were going to say we needed the dues, Rosie.
And he says, all right, just pull the door shut when you're done looking around. There's nothing here to steal, so help yourself to the whiskey. And he says, I'll be right back. And he gets
Very
into
well.
a gas cart that was sitting there by the office, fires it up, and drives around the lake
And as soon as he's
and
gone,
into the woods.
it disappeared. I look over at Kyle, says, now if you didn't want him to go, right now would be the time to get in the damn car and drive off.
I was just looking to see if any of you had any real objections. I'm not too worried about him. I mean, Mr. Glock would have his part in that conversation.
That's fine.
I'm fine with it.
Tom is, I would say, is cradling the bottle of whiskey like a baby, but you're pretty sure he would never be this gentle with a baby. Like it is just, there's a reverence there.
Well, now, does your car have enough room for
That's-
5?
It's probably a Crown Vic, I'm thinking.
Tom's small. He can fit in the middle.
I was gonna say, yeah, I can ride in the middle. I honestly,
Alright.
I'm almost the size that I could fit in a cup holder, but I'm also not unaccustomed to the occasional trunk.
He almost needs a
So-
child seat.
So
Yeah.
since I'll be driving, I walk over to Scraps and I hand him my 9mm and I said, if anything happens, I want you to point it at his back and keep pulling the trigger until it stops going bang.
Oh, so you're going to put him in the shotgun seat, so to
Yes.
speak.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
You do hear the gas cart coming back after about 3 minutes. It doesn't seem to take him long. He obviously had a go bag. And he comes back and he's got a rifle as well as a shotgun and a bag that he will just toss in your trunk.
Very good.
It's like a duffel bag.
Hey,
Oh, since we're traveling interstate, I pull the fake printed paper license plates off my car.
I was wondering when you were going to do
One
that.
of you realize that one of them had actually blown off.
Perfect.
You know, you go to take the one off the back and it's already gone. You just see like the tatters of the paper stuck underneath the screw.
I look at Scraps and say, memory's not what it used to be.
Oh, hell, I was just going to wait and see if you were going to remember that or not.
All right,
It does occur to me it's a really good trick, though. We can do that with those 90-day tags you see in every state and probably get away with it.
Or just put a farm use on it. So if it's a beat up truck, farm use.
Crown Vic farm use.
That's right. So do you have it? He is more than happy to explain some more information about them because you have a long ride back.
Yep.
Essentially what you find out is that of the 6 of them, they'd all been in contact with him. And you know, he stopped hearing from Rebecca, but I mean, that's not uncommon to not hear from people after a while. But he did get her book in the mail, which he was very happy about. And he did talk to her about her book when they were at the wedding, because it arrived right before the wedding. And so essentially, Kenny's a very successful realtor in Philadelphia. He has actually won several awards in the last year, which is, you know, pretty good. He's like the best new realtor in Philadelphia. He's only been doing it for, you know, like 10 months. As I said, Lori, she's a stock investor. Rebecca wrote the book, Confidence in You. Timothy, he created a logo for Gruber, Marks, and Travis Law Firm of Philadelphia. They're the biggest defense attorneys in Philadelphia. So he created their new logo as well as many other things. Joe Dean was about to release his first game that he was actually working on as a developer. So that was coming, and it was some kind of MMO. He doesn't do MMOs, so he doesn't really know anything about them. And then Robin was, stock full of weddings. Like almost every weekend, she had a wedding, and she was working her way up to where she was doing the governor's wedding, the governor's daughter's wedding, sometime this year. I don't remember when, but she mentioned that she had been hired for that, and that she was, getting a lot of high society work.
Interesting.
And so essentially within 6 to 9 months after they left his camp, they had embarked on their dreams and succeeded. All 6 of them. Oh yeah.
Wildly successful, it seems.
Yes, very successful. It's kind of odd how successful they are.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have
it's
you ever
really
had a-
strange. Like, how often do you have this level of success from one class of people?
You don't. As I said, they're a very special group of people. They just gelled. I've never been around people like that. It's like they were meant to be together, to work together.
You think it might be something beyond just them gelling? Might there be something else at work?
That's the only way I can describe it. It's the only way I understand. I don't believe in any of this hoo-ha mumbo jumbo stuff.
Well, you might have to.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean,
Well, you're a God-fearing man. Perhaps they were visited by some sort of angel that.
It's possible. Miracles happen. I don't know. I haven't seen one. I've seen a lot of bad stuff. I've never seen a miracle.
That's fair. Unfortunately, I think that goes for most of us.
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
Wait a minute.
Well, now hold
on.
on. Here's a question. In the afterwards part on this book of hers, does she talk about any of her background?
no, actually, there's nothing about the author. Because since she used a pen name, there's
Right.
no about the author in it.
Have you read the book?
No.
Yeah, fair enough. At least you're honest.
Well, I'm reading it and I have 12 hours, so.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a good self-help book. But if she used his teaching techniques, she's not using his teaching techniques.
Okay.
Like the book doesn't reflect.
It does not reflect the way he talks, but that's okay. Maybe she has a different, she's not trying to poach his technique.
Ask him to take a gander at the book and read the first 2 or 3 chapters and tell us what he thinks of the teaching techniques.
His thought is that they would work, for people that are doing it by themselves. I mean, my trick is that I do it with a group, and it's a group that either knows each other because they work together, and then that's really just team building. The confidence one, you can't know anybody, because if you know other people, you're going to cling to them and use them to become confident. You need to become confident in yourself. The best way to do that is with people you don't know. And this is more focused towards an individual reading a book and trying to do something. It could work. I mean,
Interesting.
Yeah. That's...
they're the people get what they take from the course. This group bought in wholesale. They believed in themselves by the time they left, and as you can see, they blossomed. I'm very unhappy right now. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm very unhappy.
Just out of curiosity, what would you say is your typical success rate? And is this, would you say, something that is their level of success? Would you say is that atypical?
Most people you don't hear from after the fact. You get a Yelp review, and that's it. Yeah, there's a few people that you stay in contact with, but I was definitely more in contact with this group than any other.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
That's how I know that they were so successful. Is they would send me messages, send me emails, send me letters.
So, we need to tell you that at the scene of each of the murders, we found residue and I'm going to describe it as snail-like residue that had dried, leading from and to the plumbing, i.e. drains, toilets. It would almost seem that some sort of slug or snail had come into their apartment.
Sounds like
murdered them.
acid. Sounds like somebody had buckets of acid they were trying to get rid of and just drip into the toilet.
Don't y'all looked at that carefully?
No, it was very uniform and it followed a path. It wasn't like droplets.
Well, it also did. You say it sparkled like
A little bit, yeah.
It
What,
was
it
just
sparkled like
glistening in
fairy
the light.
dust? What?
wow. I
It
don't
I
say.
remember-
glistened.
I was gonna say,
And
I
he's not
did-
making fun of you. He's just got no frame of reference for this.
Yeah.
He's been in the military for far too long.
I have collected some into a tiny glass vial. Using sticky tape. It was the sticky fingerprint
Oh.
tape.
Yeah.
And so I'll just be like, does acid do
Ugh.
this? And I'll just like
And he
pull it
looks
out,
at
it's
your
like,
tape and he goes, "What did you do? Attack a 9-year-old?
haha. What?
Not
They always have
really.
sparkly crap. Could have picked that up
Exactly.
off of a 9-year-old's desk."
Precisely, but we didn't. I picked it up off of the side of a tub.
You're a silly man. You are. Well, we'll see when we get there. You maybe take me there, and I see it. I'll believe it.
You're one of
So,
them.
where are you going first? Are you going to Rebecca's,
Yeah, I think.
or
we
are
should
you
go
going to
Rebecca's.
go to?
Let's check the
married
two that
couple's
we
house.
don't think are going to kill us.
Oh,
Okay, so on your ride back, you do get a call back from the detective, and he tells you that he went and saw Rebecca. She's in her apartment. She's buckled in her apartment behind like 7 locks.
Right.
And that he did meet with excuse me, he met with Kenny in his office. He was working, and he doesn't answer his personal cell phone when he's working.
That's fair.
But he's fine, and he talked to Lori, and she's fine, and they're going to be extra safe and not let anybody get near them. So,
Very well. Thank
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
officer.
no,
Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
detective.
You're welcome. So you're gonna go to Kenny and Laura's house?
I don't know. What do you think, folks? Which way would you rather go? Would we rather go confront what we think is bad head on, or go around it?
I like to get the bad stuff over with, so I'm down to confront.
I was gonna
Very
say,
well.
I don't think we've shied away from too much up until now, so why start now? I guess.
Now, don't forget, we're at the 3-day mark, but at this point.
Oh, that's maybe the difference between saving a life.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe we should
That's-
just hang out at
Good
their
one,
house.
Scraps.
Yep,
There you go.
solid point.
So if
So,
we
While
might
you try and figure this out, we'll go ahead
Uh-huh.
and take a break. That'll give you some time to think about which way you want to go. Does that sound good?
sharpen our knives.
Okay, so Sean, I believe you have an announcement for us.
Indeed, I do. Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you also get a free Prime Gaming subscription. Prime Gaming subscribers support everyone in the show and get access to sub-only emotes and a special subscribers-only channel on the Games Tavern Discord. As the investigators face some roadside trouble, or just trouble in general, really, it looks like a good time to take a short break. Don't forget to vote in the chat to have an impact on the final part of tonight's investigation.
All right, so are we doing the stay? Some people stay and others go. Or are we going to the cameras, to the ads?
Let's do ads tonight.
All right, sounds good. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Well, they had a really tough decision to make, and let's see what kind of decision they made. If they're going to go to Rebecca's apartment, or if they're going to go to Kenny and Lori's house. So, investigators, where would you like to go?
We're gonna go to the couple's house because we have a chance to actually save their life.
Okay, sounds good to me. And it
Eva
sounds
will
good to me
always
too.
wait for
'cause I'm
us
Steve.
on its schedule.
All right, so the house is in one of the newer suburbs of Philadelphia, to the west of Philadelphia. And as you could have looked it up online. It's a 3-bedroom house. It sold for over $1 million and so on. And they purchased it about 6 months ago. Like right after their wedding or before their wedding. You're not exactly sure of the specifics. But it's about 9:45 by the time you get there, so it's dark. And the only visible light you can see from outside the house as you pull up. Are you going to pull up across the street or right in front of it? Or in the
pull up
driveway?
No, let's pull up
Pull
across the
across.
street.
Okay. The only thing
What,
you can
Scraps?
see for
Yeah,
Scraps?
What'd you say?
I just agreed across the street.
Okay.
So the only thing you see, light-wise, other than the front light on the porch, it's like on a low setting, is that one of the rooms in the second floor. It's obviously a room because it's 2 separate windows, and you can see the light is coming from that room, but probably not from a ceiling, but maybe like a lamp, because the lights, it's in the middle, and the tops and bottoms of the windows are darker. So
Well, I'm gonna look at the sergeant and say, well, they hadn't recognized you. They would probably open the door without too much resistance.
sounds
Go
good, and he
talk
gets
to
out.
her.
I turn and look at Scraps and say, I actually like this guy.
Pop the trunk.
Yeah, right.
I pop the trunk.
Okay, so you hear him moving around back in there. What are the 4 of you gonna do?
I'm getting out of the vehicle and checking. Ask Scraps, can I have my weapon back, please?
Oh, absolutely. Here you go.
Thank you. I check it and then holster it.
Okay. Tom?
I'll probably walk to the back to see what Steve's up to, not so much in an investigative way, but because I am inspired by his level of confidence. Like, his program seems to be working for him in such a way that, like, I'm just kind of like almost like an admiring hanger-on at this point. I've taken to him, like I'm still waiting for him to give me things to do. Like, it worked. Like,
Okay. Well,
I'm
it's
like, oh,
funny
no,
because
I
when
bought
you
into
come
the
around
program.
the corner, he's looking at you and he goes, "You're not packing, are you?"
Well, it all
Here, and he
depends on
shoves a
what you-
shotgun in your chest. It's a pump shotgun
Oh,
with a short barrel.
cool. Yeah,
No,
I'm
don't
totally.
point that at me, and he pushes it away.
I was gonna say, I can totally be trusted with this.
So
Absolutely.
when you're ready to shoot it, make sure there's nobody in front of you that you care about,
Okay.
and you push
Okay.
that little button there.
I see the little button.
Yeah, you see how it's black?
Yep.
Yeah, push the button.
Pushed it.
Now look
Right.
on the other side.
Okay.
It's now red. That means it's ready to fire. Push it again and put it back on black.
Got it. Back to
All
black.
right. And he's put on a rig and hooked his rifle, which is an assault style rifle. You're not sure if it's an actual multi-firing capability rifle, but it's an assault style. With a yes.
I smile and I say, I have to admit, Steve, I normally like to consider myself prepared, but you're making me feel woefully under everything
You said they're in danger.
that they are.
I left the grenades at home, and he just kind of
That's a shame.
smirks as he straps a pistol to his thigh and says, "I'm ready."
I'm
Scraps, what
gonna
are you
grab my
doing?
gun and I'm gonna follow behind him, but I'm gonna like stay in the yard in case anything goes down.
Okay, Scraps, what are you doing?
I'm actually going to take a look and see what sort of backyard they got.
I think that's
Okay.
a great idea.
All right, so
Everybody seems to be going through the front door. Let me just see if there's a party out back.
Okay, so you start moving across the yard to the back.
I actually am going to accompany Scraps
Okay,
to the back.
so Steve is still getting ready then. When you're moving across the yard, I need you both to make me a listen roll, please.
All right. That's a 16.
I don't think I made it.
Interesting.
I did not make it.
Okay. So Scraps, you hear a ow
Coming from
from the house, from the upstairs, obviously. Maybe there's a window cracked. You're not sure why they'd have a window cracked in March, but some people like cool air. You hear a male voice, ow, which is then followed by a scream, which then, Kyle, you can hear that. And everyone that is still across the road can see that the light rocks and then falls over, obviously. So the lamp has fallen over and there's a woman screaming.
Well, that's the hell with the going around back. I'm going full charge at the front door.
Okay. And Steve goes into instant motion. He's darting across the road.
I put a hand on Scraps' shoulder and I whisper, let Steve do this. He's big and young.
He's not young, but
he's big though. Let the Marine go.
He is big. Okay.
Let them do what they do.
So are the four of you going to fall in behind him as he goes to the door?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
I was
see
gonna say
Tom
I'm gonna
Jones?
like
Tom
eagerly
Jones has a
follow.
shotgun.
Oh yeah, just
Oh Lord.
just as gleeful, like almost high need, almost, not quite a skip, but enthusiastic.
Just watch where you point at, Mississippi.
Yeah. So okay. So Steve runs up to the door, gives it a swift kick right by the handle. The damn door nearly flies off its hinges. And he looks around and then does like a quick sweep.
I
it's
am
all
not
dark
waiting
down
for
here.
him. I am not waiting for him.
Upstairs.
Sweep.
Upstairs,
Well, no,
Steve.
his sweep is he looks to the left and right as he goes
All right.
past rooms and right up the stairs.
I'm behind Scraps, but I am turning lights on as we go.
Okay. Rosie, what do you want to do?
I'm going in.
Okay.
gonna follow
Are
in
you going
behind.
straight up the stairs or are you looking around downstairs?
I'm gonna look around downstairs.
Okay, Tom.
I'll probably stay downstairs with Rosie.
Okay. So, what happens is he goes running up the stairs. The screaming has continued. Now it gets to a crescendo of sound
Right.
as Steve puts his shoulder into the inside door and jumps into the room. Scraps, you and Kyle, you're right behind him. You don't need to turn a light on in here because there's enough light because there's one lamp that's on the floor, one lamp that's sitting on an end table.
Right.
Excuse me, a nightstand. Excuse me. But the screams are quite loud as soon as the door opens, and you hear a thump, but the screams are not as loud, and they're coming from around the other side of the bed.
Right.
So you come in and it's from around the corner of the bed. So obviously whoever was screaming on the bed is now falling onto the floor. And
Now here's the question: woman scream, male, man?
female.
All right.
So
Okay. Do we see the husband?
no.
All right. Do I see an entrance to a master bath?
Yes.
All right.
But this is all happening very quickly.
Yep.
So Steve yells, Lori! He's trying to get to her, but he had moved the wrong way into the room, so he's got to come back across. But what you see is Lori pulls herself around the end of the bed. The covers are all disheveled and pulled around. And she crawls around the corner of the bed into sight. And the first thing you see are her fingers, and you can see that her fingers are torn up bloody because she's pulling herself across this carpet and using her nails, and obviously she's ripped nails and things very quickly. But what really gets you is when she pulls herself out from behind the bed and her lower half is missing. Sanity roll.
Of course.
Yeah. I can't tell if you mean in-game or in real life, but you know what? Either way, acceptable. Oh,
So,
thank goodness.
Scraps, how'd you do?
18.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Kyle.
72.
Oh, Kyle.
The first time I've seen somebody cut in half.
That's true.
That's what I was gonna say is it's surprising because I'm not surprised by any of it.
You're not surprised, but
But it's horrible. I
But
get
she
it.
was still making noise and crawling. So, you
Not
know.
complaining. Not at all.
Yeah, you were not expecting her to pull herself around the corner on bloody fingers.
There-
What is your immediate reaction, Scraps?
Oh, hell. And basically, he is headed to the bathroom
Okay.
to look and see if he can find any evidence of this little slime trail towards the toilet.
Okay. Kyle, you are quite shaken up by this, but what are you going to do?
I'm actually looking on the floor in bed to see movement, like small movement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for something that looks like a slug or a snake or a watery looking thing. I'm looking for something that's making its way away from this. And actually, I probably ought to glance up too.
All right. Well, you can't miss it because it jumps off the bed.
Okay.
So both of you will see it.
All right.
And Steve has moved across the room and he's like reaching for Lori, for her hands.
Right.
To maybe pull her away. You don't know. He doesn't seem to be handling this very well. Especially since it's somebody he knows. And a small shoebox-sized gelatinous mass that kind of sparkles and almost looks like night, like a grayish, not really quite opaque, but opaque. It leaps is the only way you can describe it. It jumps off the bed and lands on Lori's head and just begins to melt its way down through her head and into her torso. I need another sanity roll.
All right. Ooh, okay.
Scraps, how'd you do?
That's the 78. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Okay, 78. All right, Scraps and Kyle.
I went ugly early. I got a 21 this time.
Nice. Okay, so Kyle. All right.
I love that tells me that Kyle is not great at jump scares, but is fine with psychological terror.
Yeah, once I'm settled in.
Well,
Yep.
Kyle, perhaps the reason that you didn't lose as much is because while she was screaming as this thing is melting down through her head, a whole bunch of teeth fly out of her mouth.
Good.
As she screams until, it then dissolves the rest of her head. Steve, on the other hand, is pulling her arms and comes away with 2 arms.
Nice.
Can I take action?
Yes, you may.
I run to the bathroom and close the door.
Okay, well, Scraps was already running there when he
I'm
saw
already
this.
there.
Right.
Now
then I
Scraps.
look at Scraps. I say, close the door.
Well, hold on, Scraps. Being that this thing is horrifying, melts people to goo, are you just gonna run in the bathroom and hide
He's running
and
into
hold the door
bathroom.
shut?
He's actually shutting the door and he's looking about. He's
Okay.
looking for something like a container, a bucket.
Container.
Yeah, a bucket.
Well, there's a plastic garbage can.
Perfect.
Okay.
Nice.
Are you gonna put a towel under the door crack?
He wouldn't even think of that.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Nope.
All right, Kyle.
He's-
So Scraps runs in there, slams the door. What do you do?
I pull my pistol
Uh-huh.
and point it at the creature.
Can you
And
do that with those teeth lying there helplessly on the
I-
floor?
I can't focus on the teeth. They'll be there.
You're
when
having a hard time not focusing on the teeth with the sanity hit you just took. So it's okay. You can shoot if you wish, but
I'm
you're
not
gonna
going to
be...
shoot.
Oh, okay, what are you gonna
I'm
do?
actually grabbing the lamp with the other hand and using the light on the creature. I'm seeing if the creature shies away from the light at all.
Oh, okay. No, it does not, but boy, those teeth are glistening.
I'll move towards them, but I'm not going to touch them yet.
For the audience, since you may or may not have remembered, Kyle unfortunately picked up a fascination with loose teeth and wants to collect all the loose teeth he can find, and he's torn about the creature or the teeth that are now sitting on the carpet. Just so you know, he has a psychosis about loose teeth. He's got to collect them. It's like, a Pokemon for him. So, we shall proceed. Scraps, what are you going to do now that you have your wastebasket?
All right, he's got a container. He's going to open the door back up to try to scoop up this critter.
Okay. Well, it's a fortunate thing that you're trying to scoop it up because it's coming in your direction.
All right, then plop.
Okay, so you're just gonna plop it on top of it?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a melee attack, a fighting attack. And Kyle, it does not seem to be shying away from the light. It seems to be beelining it for the bathroom.
Okay. Well, since that
And the
didn't
door is
work-
now open.
Yeah, since that didn't work, I will. How many teeth are there?
Well, there's about 8. There's even
reach-
some molars.
I'm gonna plant the lamp and reach down and just scoop a handful of the teeth with my hand and pocket them.
Okay. Steve, on the other hand, was about to shoot at it until you put the wastebasket over it. And how did you do on that wastebasket attack?
I made a normal success.
Perfect. Fits right over it because this thing's about, it's a blob.
Exactly.
It's not very big, and it was kind of like oozing across the floor. It doesn't like inchworm. It just kind of like oozes across.
It's gliding. Yep. And
Yeah.
then as soon as the bucket's on, I'm just like holding both hands down on it and hoping that it doesn't dissolve plastic.
Well, you feel it banging around on the inside of the bucket. So downstairs, Rosie, Tom, while you're downstairs, are you wandering around when you hear all this ruckus upstairs? People running around, screaming, banging, thumping.
I'm gonna go check it out.
So I feel like Tom would have probably made his way to like an adjacent room, like a kitchen or something, and like even though the safety is on the shotgun, he still doesn't remember to take it off yet. But he's definitely trying to mimic the same sort of sweeps that like he saw Steve do. And then as soon as the commotion begins upstairs, I feel like he would probably start by hiding in the kitchen, like just wanting to stay in the kitchen. But after seeing, or at the very least hearing Rosie go upstairs, would probably suddenly be very scared about being left alone downstairs, and
especially with the drain right next to you.
Exactly, and would like take a look and be like, I'm surrounded by water and drains, and nope, and would head on upstairs.
So Rosie, run up the stairs. And you go into the bedroom? Is that where your plan is?
Yeah.
Okay. You get into the bedroom. Next to Steve on the ground are 2 arms, 2 ladies' arms, you would guess, from the size and shape. And Scraps is holding down a wastebasket, and Steve is pointing his gun at the wastebasket, and Kyle's pulling his hand out of his pocket while pointing his gun at the wastebasket. Sanity roll. You didn't expect to see just 2 disembodied arms laying on the ground abandoned.
Yeah, fair. I
Should
got 28.
28. That's great. All right. So you're okay. You made it through that one. What do you want to do? That's what you're seeing happening.
I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna say, "What's in the wastebasket?"
I don't know.
It's a shoebox of black dark matter that lives and melts through stuff.
Okay. Now, Tom, you hear that as you start to get to the bottom of the stairs. That's what you hear. You hear, "What's in the wastebasket?" And then it's a shoebox that melts things.
And
Do
it's
you want to
being
go upstairs or do you
contained-
want to stay downstairs?
It doesn't melt garbage cans.
I
Apparently.
would probably stop on the stairs about halfway up so that way I'm in a corridor between running upstairs if something is downstairs, or downstairs if something is upstairs.
Okay.
But I would be like, I'll take point in the hall.
Well-
He's, like, with the shakiest voice, like not self-assured, just like definitely wants to stay on the stairs.
Okay.
Well, this thing obviously dissolves meat, but since it didn't leave a burn trail on the carpet and the other places, I'm assuming that it doesn't do such a inorganic material.
It's no longer banging on the sides of the wastebasket. You don't feel it moving on the wastebasket.
Hey, make sure it's not dropping downstairs.
Okay. And
You go back downstairs?
I'll go back downstairs and I'll try to position myself under where I believe the upstairs room would be.
Well, that would be the living room.
Good.
Okay. So, here's what I need you to do for me, Tom.
Oh, good.
Well,
Great.
Tom, I need you to make me a spot roll first.
Okay.
So, Steve, on the other hand, is like, what the hell is that thing?
Yeah.
I don't know that any of us knows.
Right. He just yells at us. He's not expecting an answer.
I have to give him an answer. That's
Okay.
who I am.
So I got
Do you just
31.
accidentally say teeth? Because that's what you had in your hand.
I probably end with teeth.
Okay. Tom, how'd you do?
31. My
Okay.
target is 25.
Okay.
not-
Do you want
not
to spend
great.
luck?
You know, I think I would
You don't
need
have
spend.
to. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I've got enough that I'll spend enough to make it a just a regular success.
Alrighty. So let's see. You need a 22.
So a 25 and I got
Okay.
31, so I need to spend 6.
Okay. 6 is spent. Okay. So Tom, you notice about half a second before this thing drops right in front of you that it's coming through the paint in the ceiling. And you're able to take a step back so that it doesn't land right in front of you.
That will definitely, I will give it enough of a berth that I feel like I will be safe from something approximately shoebox sized.
Do you shoot it?
No, not immediately. I feel like I would probably, in a slightly more panicked than I would like to pretend.
Well, roll me a
first-
sanity check, and then we'll figure out how well that works
Perfect.
for you.
Oh. 4.
Oh, 4. Okay.
I'll
That's
take
pretty darn good there, sir.
it. I'll take it.
So, you did pass your sanity check, but this thing is terrifying. It just ate through a floor,
Yeah.
well, a ceiling, and fell to the ground with a squelch, and then it begins sliding across the floor away from you.
Away from me.
Yes.
I think I'll probably go. I'll probably say something loud enough that everyone upstairs can hear, and I'll go, "Found it!" And then I'll point my shotgun at it and squeeze the trigger, which still has the safety on. So it's gonna
Okay.
take me a second to remember that there's a button that I need to push.
Okay, we'll get back to you on that.
Good.
So, upstairs, scrap so you can lift up the wastebasket.
He said found it. Yep.
There's
I'll
a
be- I'll-
beautiful hole that goes right down through the ground.
Well-
And you see a shotgun coming up.
Well, hell. I'll point towards Rosie. It's down that way. Go help Tom.
Damn it, you just ran up those stairs, Rosie. This is getting tiring.
Don't y'all know I'm old? And I'll grab the waistband.
And I'll get up and follow behind her.
Okay, Steve is.
I look at Steve. I say, the husband was here. We heard him. Can you find him, please? He's somewhere on this floor.
Steve will immediately begin searching. Kyle, are you then going to go downstairs?
Yes, absolutely.
Tom.
Oh,
you
wait.
flip. Oh, yes.
Missed a tooth.
Oh. Tom, you remember the safety. You click the safety off. You're going to shoot it.
Oh man, if I hear commotion from people upstairs, like they're gonna come downstairs, I would say that he has enough
You have it dead to rights in front of you. It's a shotgun, and it's about 6 feet away.
I feel like I couldn't. I feel like
Can't
he
miss.
would. I feel like he would, almost not out of a sense of heroism, but out of sheer blind panic.
Okay, so make me a shooting roll.
Done.
It's a 25% with a shotgun. At base if you don't have any skill in it.
I do not. Oh, that's a 56.
Okay, so you pull the trigger and nothing happens.
Good. Oh, it's
Nothing
not loaded.
happens.
Cock it.
All right, so Rosie, you get downstairs just in time to hear a
Where is it?
you heard that from the living room.
Okay, I'll go to where the sound is.
And you can see it. It's sliding across the floor.
I'm gonna shoot at it too.
Okay,
Yeah.
roll.
I was gonna say you probably just hear Tom just sitting there, or just me just sitting there, just going, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap.
I did it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
What is damage for a gun again?
If it's a 9mm,
9mm,
it's a D10.
Thank you. 3.
Okay. Helps if I have a pen that works. Okay. So you are able to, you shoot it, and there seems to be a small hole that appears in it and then goes, as it doesn't really pay any attention, and it keeps sliding away. Craps. You're coming down the stairs. You hear gunfire.
Yep. Basically, he's gonna look for anything like flammable, like
Okay.
alcohol. Like if there's like a bar, alcohol. something
Probably
like
the
that.
kitchen is your best bet.
All right, I'm headed to the kitchen.
Okay. Kyle.
I'm right behind Scraps. And did I see the bullet hole seal back up?
No, because it's in the living room.
Oh, okay. Then I will be moving towards where Rosie is to back her up.
Okay. You can shoot at it if you wish when you come into the living room. You can see it. It's not dodging or anything. It's just
I will
losing
shoot.
across the floor.
Let's see. I miss it.
Okay.
I would like to push it though.
Oh, okay. So if you push it and miss again, perhaps you don't just miss it. Perhaps you hit it and there's a splash.
Okay.
Hmm.
I missed.
Okay. So here's what happens. You shoot and you hit it perfectly, except that it goes and it squirts goo in your direction.
I'd like to dodge.
Okay. Well, because you pushed it, you're not gonna get to escape this.
Okay.
You're gonna take 3 points of damage as this goo hits you and immediately starts burning a hole through your clothes and gets to your skin before you're able to peel your chest gear off, so to speak.
Okay.
And you have these big, huge, like, where, you know, they look like a chemical burn. Like a healed chemical burn. You know, like that gross looking scar tissue.
Ooh, that's weird.
Okay, so on we go. Tom Jones, now that you've got it racked, what you gonna
Yeah.
do?
I'm gonna work. I'm
You
gonna
just saw it
try.
squirt at Kyle.
Yep, and so I'm just gonna go, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, and just instinctively just squeeze that trigger again.
Roll for that hit, sir.
So help me, I will. Ooh, 13.
Nice. Okay, roll 4d6.
4d6.
That's right. So at this closer range, a shotgun does 4d6 damage. Now, mind you, it's a gelatinous object. It's probably gonna go everywhere.
Yeah, yep. That is a 14.
Okay, so here's what happens. The shotgun hits it, and it's loaded with solid slugs instead of buckshot. And the slug punches a hole all the way through the critter, and it goes bleh, on both ends, and then goes. Bleh.
Good.
It looks a little. It doesn't look as perfect a blob anymore. Now it's got like bumps in it, and it just doesn't really look like it's doing real well.
Okay.
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 All right, Rosie.
I'm going to quickly run into the kitchen and see if I can find salt really quick.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
So go ahead and make me a spot hidden on your salt. Scraps, make me a spot hidden to see if you could find a good caustic.
Well, actually, what I'm looking for is cooking spray or some sort of aerosol.
Okay.
27.
I like where your head's at.
Mm-hmm. Rosie, how'd you do?
I made it.
Okay, so Rosie, you're easily you can find salt. Scraps, you can find the cooking spray and a lighter. Oh, there just happens to be a lighter next near it. Oh, you already got that. Okay. Well, this is one of those stick lighters, so your hand's not near the flame.
Oh, well, that's handy.
Yeah. And Kyle, what are you gonna do now that you are shirtless and looking like a manly man?
I'm going to move into the kitchen looking for something either to put on my wound, which I know you said it's healed, but it still hurts, or something that I can use as a weapon. I'm thinking maybe baking soda or something like that.
Everybody's running for the baking cabinet.
Yeah.
All right. So Rosie, you were able to get the salt. Are you gonna try and assault it when it comes in the room? Because it's coming for the kitchen.
Yeah.
like
So
dirty.
my first step is to salt a rim around the kitchen sink,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna start trying to throw salt on the thing.
Okay. So go ahead and make me a throw roll, and I'll come back to you when you get to that. Scraps, are you gonna try and set it on fire?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll just say you can use your shooting pistols on this.
Oh, okay. Let me see what there we go. Mine's a
And
basic.
Kyle, roll me a spot hidden to find that baking soda. Or do you want baking soda or baking powder?
Baking soda to start, and
Okay.
I did success.
Okay, then you could find it and use it next round. Scraps.
04.
Okay,
Exceptional.
so you just light this thing up, and it does not seem to give a care in the world.
Oh, well.
It just keeps rolling through the fire.
I just chucked the can. Another movie myth busted.
Yeah, it just rolls right through the fire. Matter of fact, it does more than just roll through the fire. Would you like to dodge?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'm just checking.
And I fail at 88.
Okay, so what happens is you're lighting it on fire and it goes whoosh, and it throws out what you can only guess is like a pseudopod.
All right.
And it's coming right for you.
I guess I'm just too intent at trying to burn the son of a gun.
Yeah, and so it hits your leg because it's still pretty low to the ground.
All
So
right.
choose right or left.
Right leg.
Okay, it hits your right leg just below the knee and goes right through it and out the other side.
Ugh.
Oh.
And you take 10 points of damage as you lose your right leg at the knee.
Oh.
All right, I'm down.
Now the shock would put you down if anything.
Oh, absolutely. I'm screaming, holding the stump, and rolling away.
Yeah, but you're not bleeding.
It's still a stump.
That is true, but it just went through like there was nothing there.
Is it past the salt barrier?
With that jump, it does pass the salt barrier. And it rolls right through the salt, drags it around behind it. It's caught in its slime trail.
Huh.
Tom, what you gonna do?
Well, now I guess having seen what it did to good friend Scraps here, so my original plan was that if the shotgun didn't work the way that I hoped it would initially, is that I was going to flip it around and you ever hit Jello with a shovel. But I realized that the problem that would cause, so I flip it back around and decide to try to take another, as safe as I can, shot at it.
Okay.
Preferably in a way that would edge it closer to the living room, sort of away from the group. If I can use it even to blow it back any, like that would be ideal.
Don't know if it will work, but you could try.
You know what? And that's yeah. I don't think his thought process would be much clearer than that. You know, like try to maybe even like lay down on the ground and just see if I can like, however close I can get to this thing without like imminent, immediate danger, and then just really try to point blank this thing in what I can only assume would be its face.
Yep. All right, go for it.
I shall, and. Apparently, you have to remember to rack it every time because I don't think a 73 is going to do anything.
Yes, okay. Hit it. Yeah, you forgot that you have to rack it every time. It's not like one of those pistols they've handed you in the past.
Yeah. Good. Great.
So, Kyle.
Is there a refrigerator in here?
There is. You gonna go hide in the refrigerator?
No. How close is Rosie or Tom to the refrigerator?
The refrigerator is near the sink where Rosie is. So Rosie's closer.
All right, and I'm glancing around. I'm looking for something like a cutting board or a colander, like a pot or something. Basically something that I can take this thing and swing it and fling it where I want it to be.
There's probably the best thing you can grab is that big frying pan that's hanging from the ceiling.
Perfect. I'm grabbing the frying pan, and as I do, I turn to Rosie. I say, "Open the refrigerator door, please."
And I will do it.
Okay. All right. So, Rosie, you run to open the door. You can easily get it open. Scraps. I need you to make me a Constitution roll, please, and then tell me what you get.
Alrighty.
I see you've turned rather dark. I guess that means you're in mourning
Yeah, the
for
light.
your character.
Sorry, the light got dim here. 67.
All right, 67. And what is your Constitution?
I'm looking it up. 50.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I passed out.
All right, so Tom, you ratchet another round, but you see Kyle. It looks like he's going to play baseball with this thing.
I will ratchet the thing, and then I will kind of do the tuck close and roll out of the way, and then just see if I can just and then just roll across the kitchen floor.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm given space.
So Tom, I'm sorry, Kyle, make your melee attack there.
Alrighty. Let's see. What is
it? It's fighting back.
What is that? Brawling or something?
It's brawling, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just...
Or if you have clubs, I'll give you clubs.
No. I actually made it by 2 points, so just barely made it.
Okay. So here's what happens. It makes this leaping motion. As you swing, it comes at you.
Okay.
Kind of like it did to Scraps. So you hit it, but you don't quite hit it the way you meant to, because it was attacking. You swung away from you because it was coming, and it slams through the window into the backyard of this house.
Huh.
It's like it's almost like it was more rubbery and it bounced.
Okay.
Far more than you expected it to.
All right, Tom, it's out back. Go kill it.
Yeah. Great.
Oh,
Sure,
Tom, since you had a front row seat to Scraps' injury,
Yeah.
can you make me a sanity roll, please?
I most certainly can.
Thank you.
I'm doing very
I really
poorly.
wouldn't classify that as just an injury.
I don't think a 96 is going to treat me very well.
No, it's not, Tom. I'm sorry, it's not. Tom, you don't want to go outside.
I agreed.
So, Tom, you go outside, but you go out the front door. You're going to take the long way around and trap it.
I'll cut it off at the path.
That's right. You march out the door like, I've got this, and you just run out the front door with your shotgun and right out the front of the house.
Yeah, that sounds
okay. It's gonna get away. It's gone. Scraps is in critical condition.
So I kneel down for Scraps and I pull out one of those Boy Scout first aid kits that looks like it's almost the size of a flask. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've seen this. And I
Yep.
pull out the smelling salt and do the smelling salt to wake him up.
Oh, he's awake.
Oh, okay. Well, in that
He
case,
just he's awake, but he's in shock.
I'll pull him
Exactly.
up. I'll pull him up off the ground. Rosie, can you help me with him? He's wiry. He's bigger than he looks.
Yeah, I can help you.
Thank you. We pull him up, and then I'll put his arm over I'll begin walking him out front towards the car.
Okay. So you're able to get him to the car. I'm assuming you're taking him to the hospital.
I'm going to, but I wait. Rosie, can you check on Steve upstairs?
So Steve does come down and he tells you there's no sign of Billy.
I look at Rosie and Scraps and Tom said, didn't we hear the husband? Didn't we hear a man?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Your only assumption is it dissolved him. Yeah. So we'll fast forward
Wow.
because we're running out of time.
Okay.
Right.
You can easily get Scraps to the hospital. And they will ask questions, which I'm sure you will not answer. Did you take his foot with you? Like the foot and lower leg?
I would have.
Wait, was there a significant amount of leg that was like gone, or was it like a clean cut?
You know what? Scraps, make me a luck roll.
He's gonna be like Cotton Hill. I got no shins.
I was thinking the same thing, and let's see what my luck is here. Nope, I failed.
What'd you get?
I got a 78.
All right. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Do you want to push it?
Yes, I do.
If you push it and fail, it took your knee.
All right. Oh, well, hey, that worked. 29.
Okay, so there's about a half inch of his leg that just sheared off and is gone.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, we'll stop at a 7-Eleven on the way in, grab a bag of ice, put the empty half of it out, put the leg in there with the ice.
I'm
Okay.
sure they can reattach it. He'll just be a little bit lopsided.
Yeah,
Probably.
I'm sure they could do that. Anyway, so
As-
you're gonna have to leave him at the hospital.
Yeah, as we're pulling up to the hospital, I look at Scraps and say, no offense, but we don't have time to go answer the paperwork. We'll come in and see you in a few, okay, buddy?
That's all right.
And I put my hand out and hold him while I'm pushing him with the other hand out the door. And I literally just push him onto the ground. And we put the leg on top of him and drive away.
Okay. What none of you noticed while you were running around after this monster is that the cat that lives in the house with them has actually started to nibble on her pinky finger. One of her
On
pinky
what?
fingers that's left behind. A
This
cat.
is a cutscene.
Oh
The
my
cutscene
God.
is as you drive away, there's a cat chewing on one of her fingers.
That's pretty normal, unfortunately.
I
Yeah.
know.
I'm waiting for a Norwegian man to bust out and be like, "That's no cat!" Like I'm just like this. This is taking a turn, man. Like
All
things.
right.
Things.
So are you going to go to Rebecca's place then now?
Yep.
All right. So I need poll 2. And all right. So when you pull up to Rebecca's apartment, it's not in a good section of town. Okay. It is not in a good section of town. It's very rundown. It would appear that the good fortune the others had may not have extended to Rebecca, or maybe she just hasn't moved yet. Like the first girl.
Or there's something else keeping her here.
Maybe. When you get to her apartment, the door is actually cracked open.
Okay.
I look at
Steve just goes right in.
That's
Rebecca, where are you? And when you go in, you can see that it looks like somebody left in a hurry. Like somebody packed a bag in a hurry and ran away. I need spot rolls, but I'll describe some of the room while you're getting those. Because we're running out of time, I'm going to do this quick. So what you find in the apartment is you find that looking at you when you come in to the right from the door is a stuffed dog. It's a corgi, and it's standing on a table, and it would be like at waist level, just like staring at the door. Which
Like
is
a plushie or a taxidermy dog?
oh no, a taxidermied corgi.
I look at the tag on the corgi. I go, this is a Steve Irwin original taxidermied piece.
A Steve Irwin?
Steve Irwin. But as you move through the apartment, you actually find that none of the glassware she has or the plastic plates match. It's just it's like she's got, whatever she could find or get from Goodwill. All of her clothes look kind of ratty, except that there's one bag that's sealed up, and when you open it, you realize it's her dress, her bridesmaid dress from the wedding, and it's the only really nice thing she has clothes-wise, unless she took all of her other nice clothes with her. All right, so how did y'all do in your spot? Tell me if you made it and if you got a good or an extreme success.
I made it, but regular.
I got an extreme success.
Okay. Sean, how many
I
Tom?
was gonna say I'm gonna burn 2 luck and make it a regular success.
Don't worry about it.
In that case, then close enough.
Fair. Scraps?
I
He's
hear.
at the hospital.
Oh, that's right. Scraps, make a spot hidden. See if they bring your leg in or if they're just gonna give you a stumpy. Anyway, so sorry, Scraps, I forgot you lost a leg. What you find is a couple of things. You find a stack of bills that are unpaid, past due. Rosie, you find what appears to be underneath that stack. You just kind of like pulled it out. It's actually a notice of death and from the Roberts and Zemeckis law firm, denoting Rebecca as inheriting her entire aunt's estate, the estate of Agatha Barnes. And there's an address for the estate. It's Route 4, Perulac, Pennsylvania. And the other thing you find, and this is something that you pull out, Kyle, from under the table, is the picture from Camp Confidence. But the glass has been broken in a spider web. Like somebody punched it or it fell and hit something. But the thing that sticks out is that there is a makeup, like a lipstick kiss on Kenny.
Oh.
Interesting.
And
Is
that's
there
what you
any
find.
sense here in the house that anyone's been living here in the past week or more?
Yes, it actually looks like somebody left recently. And you do see that there obviously was some type of laptop here, and the cables are still sitting there. Like somebody just grabbed their laptop and ran.
Why do I have the odd feeling that we're gonna find Rebecca and Kenny at this estate?
Could be.
Let's run. Let's drive to the estate.
All right. So can I get the results of poll number 3, please? I'm sorry, 1, 2, or 3. What? Am I 3? Perfect. All right. So as you are, it's about a 3-hour drive, and it's up into the mountains of Pennsylvania, off the back roads.
Where she's from.
That's right. So it's about 2:30 in the morning, and you see a shadow in front of you on the road. I need everybody to make me a spot roll.
Got
It's
it.
like up on the edge of the road.
Got it by 10%.
Okay. Rosie, Kyle, you just saw Bigfoot.
Hey, I'm very
But
sad.
then the lights hit it, and you realize it's just a shadowy, like one of those shadow figures that somebody strapped to a tree.
Perfect.
I look
So
at
you
Rosie.
you found Bigfoot, but it wasn't a
Crazy
real one.
teens.
People in the mountains have a sense of humor because they
Right.
actually made it so that the eyes would shine
These mountain people with their crazy senses of humor, they're so dumb. Okay, let's go.
All right. So, when you get to the address, it's basically the end of the road. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nothing. I was just saying, whoa.
It's the end of the road. It's and you pull up and it's dark. I mean, it's like pitch black out here. There appears to be maybe a lantern on in the house or a small light. You do see a beat up Toyota Corolla from like 1987 and in the front. It's almost rusted out. And it is a small cabin. It's worn down. It may have 2 extra rooms other than the main room.
So this is
And
just
there's
a
a
ramshackle cabin. This isn't like a nice estate.
No.
Huh.
But remember, it's an estate, even if you don't have an estate.
That's fair. I pull out my monocular from the trunk and do a quick look-see of the area using night vision.
Okay, so what you can see with the night vision is there's a shed behind the cabin, and it looks worn. Like you can see that it isn't probably in as just a bad shape as this cabin. The cabin isn't structurally unsound; it's just not looking good. And you see somebody in the house that like comes over to the window, and then goes back.
We gotta go see who that is.
But Kyle was the only one that saw that because he had the night vision.
I will let Tom and Rosie and Steve all use the night vision for a sec so they can see.
Steve pulls on a night vision set.
Perfect. Okay.
he got that out of the trunk while
as he's doing that, I tell him someone's in the house. They were looking out through the curtains.
All right, I'll take up a sniper position.
Hey,
and he moves over to the woods and sets himself up so that he can see through the windows.
Yeah. Shall we go?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's get it over with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with the "let's get it over with" part, not necessarily the "I'm ready" part, but
You still have the
let's go.
shotgun?
I would say almost to a white knuckled degree, yes.
Oh, okay. Are either of you, Kyle, or you or Rosie, approaching the door with guns out?
I am.
I have my gun holstered in under my shoulder.
Okay. When you get up to the cabin, what do you do?
Open the door, FBI.
You hear, FBI? Are you here to save me?
What do you
what?
think, ma'am? What do you think?
She
We're
opens the
FBI.
door and you see Rebecca. She looks terrible. She's got bags under her eyes. There's no makeup to be seen. She looks frantic.
Were you at your home this evening? About 12 hours ago?
Yes. There was a detective who came by. He said somebody was asking about me.
Why did you leave?
Because something came out of the sink.
Ah.
You were able to get away from it?
I grabbed my laptop and ran, and she points over, and you see this ruddy old like MacBook, like the first generation MacBook.
Interesting.
Can I roll for psychology to see if I think she's being honest?
Sure, but I want you to make me a spot hidden instead.
Okay. I made it.
Okay. How well?
Just a normal.
Okay. She certainly believes what she's saying.
Okay. Ma'am, I need you to go get in your car and close the doors.
Why? Is it here?
If it is, you'll be safer in your car.
Okay. Rosie, now go ahead and make me that psychology roll. Tom, you too, because you're just kind of standing back.
Yep.
I did not make that.
Okay.
No.
All right. Kyle, make me a spot roll, please.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She goes, but it could be outside. We don't have any drains in here. It can't get me.
That's a point well taken. Feel
I
free
have
to
to go-
stay in the house while we look around.
Okay. And she goes and she huddles up in a chair, pulls her feet up into the chair. It's like an old lounge chair, but
I pull the door shut. Is there any way for me to secure the door in a shut position?
yeah, there's a latch.
Okay. I do the latch.
Okay.
Is there any way to secure the latch so it can't be unlatched from the inside easily?
Take the key.
Oh, okay, sure. Do that.
Take the key with you. Because it's an old style. I mean, it's not this place hasn't seen upgrading in a long time.
I look at Rosie and Tom and go, "What do you think here?"
I think I don't want to go back outside, but at the same time, I also feel like we have the opportunity to maybe save one.
Is it
Person?
possible? Okay, possibilities. Is it possible Steve's been punking us this whole time?
I
Definitely.
guess so, but I don't know. His reaction just seemed so genuine when I broke the news to him.
That's the way it seemed to me too. Is it possible Kenny's alive and kicking and is the reason for all this?
That's possible. It's possible
Sure.
Rebecca's possessed.
Okay, number 3. I like the way you think, Rosie. Alrighty. Okay, let's stay together and let's do a survey out here.
Okay.
Just out of
Yes.
I just out of curiosity, like I know that this is a ridiculously long shot, but I have to at least ask. We know that this is in fact Rebecca. This isn't someone
It looks
pretending
like her
to be
picture.
Rebecca.
Looks like
Okay.
her picture.
Just
Yeah, it looks like
making
her picture.
Just making sure. I was just sort of like, I didn't want to be like, wait, we never double checked to make sure that it actually was Rebecca. But
So
like,
when you
okay.
guys are looking around and talking and you say she could be possessed, you kind of look at Rebecca and you realize that she's just kind of like looking off into the distance. She's not really focusing on anything. So she's
That
got like
kinda-
the 50-yard stare,
That's kind of classic catatonia.
but she's
Yeah,
moving her head around like she's looking, but she's got that 50-yard stare.
Is this like a cordyceps situation? Is she like addled?
Oh.
You don't know.
Because maybe she's, sort of at this point more just a meat puppet than anything else.
It's possible. Tom, you gonna go take a closer look?
So
I will.
Is there light inside the cabin?
There's a lamp,
Okay.
like a hurricane lamp.
Are there more we can turn on or
Yes.
light? Okay, we light as much as we can. I want to see stuff.
Okay. Tom, do you go over and look at her?
I do have a small flashlight, and I guess I'll kind of do the whole like lift the lid and do the shine of the light
Okay,
thing.
well,
like,
her
that's
eyes
all
are
that
open
thing
and
is.
you feel that she's looking at you, but she's looking past you.
Got it.
And
Got it.
so looking at her eyes, this is what you see. You get really close and you pull the light up, and as you're about to put the light in her eyes, you realize that there's something. Well, wait, there's an image on her eyes and it's moving. And you see the back of Kyle on the other side of the room lighting a lantern. Sanity check.
Yeah. Gladly.
Gladly? I don't think gladly is what you meant to
Man,
say there.
it is just bricks this evening with a 98. So
Oh,
that is
oh
just,
goodness, Tom.
I am not having a good day.
So
Like-
Tom, so this is not normal. It's
Nah.
like there's a movie playing on the inside of her eye.
Like I've seen a lot of glassy-eyed people before. I've worked in many a bar, but I've never. Yeah.
Maybe it's not actually there. It could just be your brain playing tricks on you because holy hell, this night's been terrible.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely fine.
And she's looking at you. She's looking at you, but like this. What are you looking at? She's looking past you.
You've got just lovely eyes. I say this while, I guess passively crying.
Mhm.
I guess is the best way to put it. Like my tears are streaming down my face. face is blank, but tears are just streaming down my face. Just passively sobbing.
And what you see as you're watching her and you're trying not to freak out is that the angle of the view changes, and now you see your back, like from across the room.
Oh, good. I throw up in my mouth a little. Just a little.
Can you help me? Who are you?
I am Stan Friedman. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Don Friedman.
Sure. Is that the name I said? Yep. Great. Where you just relax. Everything's
She's
fine.
hyperventilating.
You're in good hands. We've got everything under control. I'm peeing my pants. Everything's fine. Everything's under control.
And what you see now is you see that whatever she was viewing, whatever was playing on her eyes has gone dark.
Oh.
But there's just like a darkness over her eyes.
Hey Kyle.
Yes, Tom Jones.
So this
you
is
said your name. Wait, are you Tom Jones?
Yeah.
The singer? Oh, thank God. And she hugged you.
Oh, there's a movie playing in her eyes, and the movie just ended, and I don't know what to do.
You never know where you'll find a fan, Tom. You never know where a fan might pop up.
There's a movie playing in her eyes.
And it just ended.
What does that mean, Tom? You're sounding kind of crazy.
And she pulls back from Tom. She pulls back from you, and she pulls your sunglasses on. It's Tom Jones.
Yes.
And what you see is you see the images in her eyes, right? Is streaking out into the light and coming right at your back.
Fantastic.
What do? You could dodge. You have warning.
I will definitely attempt the dodge for sure. I will I will almost instinctively just pull to the side as quickly as I can.
Roll that dodge.
Not with an 82, I won't.
Oh. You want to push it?
You know what? I really do.
Okay. Well, if you push it and you fail, whatever's about to hit you or whatever you believe is about to hit you, if her eyes are telling you the truth, it's going to hit you in the head.
Good. Well, look, I don't have any reason to not push it. We're at the nth hour. There's no reason for me to not push. Oh, I fucked up. Oh no. Oh no.
What'd you roll?
An 89 is worse than an 80. Oh no.
Okay. So what you guys see, and Kyle, you and Rosie had no idea this thing was in here with you. It's the shoebox monster. It's the little blob.
Good.
And it jumps, and you see it out of the corner. Oh shit! You see it out of the corner of your eye, and just as it's about to smack him in the back of the head, you hear a gunshot, and it gets knocked just off course. So it just takes his ear. Oh, just takes his left ear. And it hits the chair behind her. She freaks the hell out. What do you do, Kyle?
I look at Rosie. I say, we should leave. There's a fire here. Hey, Tom, we're leaving. There's a fire here. And I tilt the lamp over and begin leaving the house.
Tom, the fire is in your ear.
I was just gonna say, Tom just looks over and goes, huh? Just bleeding.
No, there's no blood.
Oh no, you're right. No, you're right.
There's just a hole.
Yeah, I'm changing my name.
I'm moving to the front door and and looking to leave.
Okay.
I'm following.
You're following? She runs into the back room.
Okay. Does it follow her?
No. Tom, what do you do?
I will, I guess, in a moderate state of shock, kind of just get up and mechanically teeter after my friends and I'm just going to follow them. I'm not really sure what else to do.
It's following Tom. It looks like it's coiling for another jump.
I'm going to grab the shotgun, not putting my face in front of it, but grab it to the side
Good
And I'm
call.
going to use the leverage of the shotgun to move Tom to the side while I move the other direction, trying to take the shotgun from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get it from him because
Yeah.
he's in pain, and one hand is on his head because it also took the hair,
Oh yeah.
not
Yeah,
the
it's-
skin,
it's-
just the hair that was there. And it by you doing that, you actually saved Tom and yourself as it goes through the air, and it actually hits the butt of the shotgun and goes through the butt of the shotgun and lands on the front porch. Rosie, it lands right next to you.
Run, Rosie.
Yeah, I'm getting the hell away from it.
Cool. So you run out of the house. You hear Steve go, Rebecca, where are you going? And he starts running to the back of the house.
Good.
So, Kyle, what's your next move? Tom is not running on all cylinders.
No.
He never is, but he's
I was gonna
really
say-
not running on all cylinders now.
Yeah.
Dubious at a normal state.
I pull out my first aid kit. First off, I drop the shotgun.
Now
'cause it's-
remember, it's chasing him.
Oh, it's chasing Tom?
Yes.
Not
It was
Rosie.
trying to get Tom.
I've
okay.
made a friend.
Then I'm going to grab him by the scruff and physically manhandle him out the back of the house as quickly as I can.
Okay, yeah, you could follow the same route Rebecca took.
Yeah. And while I'm
that's
going,
easily
I
done.
dropped the shotgun because it's just not that useful at this point. And I'm pulling out my Glock and I've got it pointed over his shoulder, looking for Rebecca as I go.
Okay. You see her run into the shed and slam the door shut behind her.
Okay.
Rosie, what do you do?
Run to the car.
Okay. You're gonna get in the car?
Yep.
Okay. Scraps, I know you're just writhing in pain.
Oh, I'm well medicated in the
I was
hospital.
gonna say
right
he's
now.
probably feeling good right now.
Maybe. They could be poking it. So Kyle, what is your end goal here? Are you trying to catch Rebecca?
My first goal is to get me and Tom out of the house.
You're out of the house.
Okay. And then do I see or hear Steve?
Yeah, Steve yelled Rebecca, and you think you hear him coming around the side of the house.
Okay. As I see him coming, I say, Rebecca is the key. You've got to end her.
What? I'm not gonna shoot her.
She controls it. It'll come after you next.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm just basically just standing there in shock. I've in my mind I've changed my name to Chum Jones because
Okay,
this
so-
thing is basically
so-
just a bait at this point.
Since I've got Steve coming, I reholster my Glock
Mhm.
and I'm fumbling with my case, my first aid kit, pulling out the salts again.
Okay.
Crack it, and I put it under his nose as I'm moving him along.
Okay. Where are you going? Are you just going into the woods or?
I'm
Going to
actually
the
going to try to
shed?
circle back the way Steve came from to get back towards the car around the house.
Okay. All right. What you're gonna see is you pass Steve. He's like, I can't kill her. What are you talking about?
Then you're signing your own death warrant. She's the one. She controls it.
Okay. You see, it's on the front porch. It's like it's just sitting there.
That's okay. I'm still going to the car.
Okay. You can easily get to the car.
I
It's
get
just
Tom,
sitting on the porch.
get Tom into the car.
I'll probably mutter something along the lines of just a very simple like "thank you" and then call you maybe by the wrong name.
And
Just
then pass
like-
out.
Yeah,
I'm
just
not gonna die for this.
And it's just sitting there. It's not moving. It stopped moving.
Toss Rosie the keys. Start the car and point it in the right direction, please.
I got it.
Are the keys to the Toyota Corolla in the Corolla?
No, they were in there. You think she must have them.
Okay.
You didn't see them in the house. And the house is on fire now. So
Oh, that's fine. I point is the Corolla on a downhill vector towards the house or is it flat ground?
oh no, you had to go up to get to the house. So you
Okay.
could
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this. I moved to the car. Ask Rosie, do you want to drive? You want me to?
I'm fine with driving.
Cool.
okay, you're
I
just gonna
hop
leave
in.
Steve there?
I hop in shotgun and we leave.
Okay.
Yep.
You leave. You're able
will
to
come
Steve.
back. We will come back when there's daylight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you come back when it's daylight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. When you come back, the house is smoking and it's, burnt logs. You don't see any sign of Steve and no sign of Rebecca, but her car is gone.
Okay.
Wow.
Walk around the grounds. Is there any indication of the creature or anything that would lead us to understand? Is the shed still there?
Shed is still there.
I will open up the shed and see what's in there.
Okay. The shed, it's like one side of it has windows, and it's like planters and things where obviously somebody did a lot of flowers and herbs. There's a lot of dried herbs on the ceiling. There's a lawnmower, old beat up lawnmower sitting in the middle of the floor. And there doesn't really seem, just tools and implements.
Unscrew the gas cap of the lawnmower and turn it over so the gas leaks out.
Okay. When you start pulling the lawnmower over, you realize that there's a rope attached to it.
To the lawnmower?
Yes.
Where does the rope go?
It goes into the back, it goes towards the back and then into the floor.
I'm gonna set fire to it.
Rosie, what are you
much-
doing?
I'm just looking around, I guess, but
Well, when he tips the lawnmower, you see a hatch.
I'll open it.
Okay. Well, when you move the lawnmower back, right, the hatch becomes available to be opened.
Oh, so they were using the rope to put it where it needed to be.
So when you open the hatch, you look down, there's an old ladder. It's dark down there. There's a ladder that goes down into the ground.
I'm not going down there.
Oh, come on. You want to go down there.
I'll shine a
Tom
flashlight
does.
down.
No, we'll rent a Rosie. We can rent a Bobcat and come back out here and fill the hole up.
Oh, you mean like the truck, not the animal?
Yeah.
We're just gonna get enough bobcats to fill a hole. Got it.
No.
That sounds good to me.
When you shine a light down, which I'm sure, you can shine a light.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
It goes down and there's a stone floor. Like a flagstone floor.
Ugh.
I'm not
Got
fucking
it.
with this.
Steve.
Steve, you can hear out of one ear perfectly. The other o's a little weird.
Yep.
Hey,
I
Steve!
was gonna say, yeah, wherever Steve is, he can be the canary.
Are you guys going to send Steve down the hole?
No,
If
we're
Steve is-
asking. We're trying to call for Steve.
Oh, he's wandering around.
Oh,
He's there.
Okay.
Is he?
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
Yeah. So
we left
I
him.
guess
We
Where'd
left
you
Yes,
him
leave him?
at the. He was wandering around the grounds when we left. Unless he came and got in the car.
No. You pulled. No, I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry. I thought you were calling Tom. Never mind.
No.
Tom is there
Oh.
wandering around.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're calling.
No,
for
Steve is. There's no sign of Steve.
you guys, if you need someone to go down, I've
No.
had a hell of it. Okay, thank God.
No, we don't,
Thank
Tom.
you.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
No, we don't. We are done here. This
Okay.
case is closed. Clearly, everyone burned to death. Sad day. Let's go ahead and head home.
All right.
That sounds good to me.
I've got a cup of coffee with my name on it up at the Waffle House down the holler.
Okay.
I've got a pocket full of Vicodin and a heart full of dreams. So
Yeah. You keep
And only
talking,
half the
Van Gogh.
attention and hearing.
Van Gogh.
Get a rubber ear.
It's like one of those novelty ones that's way too big, and I'm just stuck it to the side of my
No.
head.
This is the reason singers always sing like this.
Oh
They're
yeah,
actually
they
missing
said,
their ear.
oh no, my monitors are gonna be all messed up now. Like, what am I gonna do? Oh no.
So-
That's why you have to cover that one.
So,
Perfect.
Sholem, we are driving back.
To Philadelphia?
Yeah, and we
Okay.
will report to the home office. I'll fill out a detailed account of what's gone on. including the fact we don't really know where Rebecca ended up. I'll include pictures of her. My belief that she's the reason, and that they probably ought to send a heavily armed team to check out the grounds.
Okay. They do send a team, and what they find in the hole is that Steve had been attacked by the creature, but had put several bullets into Rebecca, and she was dead down there as well.
And is Steve dead?
Yes.
And is there any sign of the creature?
No.
So then where's the... Wait a minute. So Steve's dead. Rebecca.
He put some bullet holes. He shot Rebecca.
We left, but her car is gone.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well,
On the bright
gonna have
side,
to worry
though,
about that forever.
yeah. Thankfully, we'll be living a long way from Pennsylvania.
Just voluntarily, I know that this is a little outside the norm. I'm gonna go ahead and make a sanity check, knowing that this thing had been chasing me, and now we don't know where it is, and the two people who did are now dead, and the car is gone. So I feel like that's appropriate.
And it's had a taste of Tom Jones.
It
Yeah,
did. It got a taste.
And it
Tom
was
left a
coming
part
for
of
me,
himself
so-
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like I would say that he's not gonna. He's gonna be
Well,
real
Tom, I'm not
uncomfortable.
going to take any more sanity. You lost a bunch.
That's fair. I was gonna say I got a 34, so I was moderate.
Oh, yeah, you
anyway.
failed.
So
Yeah, good.
before I leave, I do want to stop by the hospital and see Scraps, see how he's doing.
They
And,
are not going to be able to reattach his leg. There was too much missing.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to give him prosthesis.
Okay.
But fortunately, it's below the knee, so he has full use of the knee.
Okay. I want to make sure that we've tapped into the home office to be sure that they are.
They're taking care of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick aside, Tom, in his complete loss of sanity throughout this entire endeavor, I would say is probably a little still loopy, and would just be like, "Scraps, you're now made out of your name. You're made out of scraps. I'm so excited for you."
Wow.
Yep.
Do
The
you
irony of the
know
whole
that?
situation has not.
Wait, that's only if he gets a wooden leg.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Tom is just delirious.
No.
Like there's just no.
Unfortunately for y'all, Scraps has a high degree of metallurgy,
Yes, he does.
and he is actually going to modify it to look like scrap metal was made out of it.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, so that's where we'll end for the night. Hopefully everybody had a good time.
Had a great time.
Yeah. So, Sally, can you start the going aways?
Absolutely. Don't forget to subscribe to the Games Tavern YouTube channel right now. Subscribing is free and you don't miss any of the action. And plus, you have access to all of the shows and content. Your likes and positive comments on our videos helps future adventurers find out about our shows as well.
Alrighty. So, once again, I am the keeper. My name is Sholin West, and you can find me here and also on the Three Cousins podcast. That's 3-Cousins. And hopefully you enjoyed yourself. I had a good time, but let's go to Bill.
I am Bill. I was playing Scraps, the now one-legged hobo, and it was a lot of fun tonight. You can find me at Grumpy Lizard 42 on Twitch and Twitter. Good night, y'all.
Sean.
My name's Sean. I was playing Tom Jones of dubious mental state at this point, and now slightly discarding physical remain. I had a great time. This was an absolute blast. You can find me on social media under Ego Von Hubris. Yeah, this has been a great time.
All right, Sally.
I'm Sally Stardust. I've been playing Rosie Stone, the elderly vigilante who is losing a bit of the go and get him attitude that she had when she first joined the Bureau. But that's fine. You can find me on most social media sites at Sally Stardust RVA.
And last but not least, my co-conspirator in this campaign, David.
I'm David. You can find me online socially at notorious_GMD and also on the Discord here on the Games Tavern. And we also have our own Omega Files Discord. If you are interested in that, hit us up and we'll link you to it. A big shout out, of course, to the guy behind the scenes, our technical specialist, Jack Killing, whom we lovingly refer to as Omega Control. Thank you, Jack. Wouldn't be possible without the tech side happening. Don't forget to take a look at Dirty Deeds here on the Games Tavern on Wednesdays, D&D action. Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction on Thursdays, more D&D action, and also
Which you're running.
Which I'm running for the next few weeks. And our special series of dungeon crawls and one-shots that occur on Saturdays with RPG short shots. So yeah, that's it. You can see me D&D on Thursdays for the next few weeks if you'd like to. Thank you all for tuning in and helping us shape this event. We do it for you. We love your input, and we look forward to your continued feedback and participation. Joel?
So now that the investigators have run into their first true mythos creature, and it's done horrific damage, and no, Tom, you are not able to hide that ear under your hair. Sorry, not yet. The hair has to grow out.
Yeah,
But-
I was gonna say that whole side of the hair is
Yeah.
missing anyway. So
Please
man.
join us next week. I'll be running the first part of Mad Cow, which was originally written by James Trano, who is truly demented, and one of our friends. James, here's a call out to you. And so until next week, this is the Omega Files cast and crew signing off.
I'll also say, Sholem, next week we have at least 2 new players debuting.
That's true. So new people to warp.
yes. Thanks.